Welcome to CineKuest Video.
Some time ago, we developed CineKuest and welcome you. This podcast dives deep into VHS classics and the modern day format and beyond. This is episode 11, and today we use the art of ninja to find our way through the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy. We are not going to discuss those fuck-up remakes. We do not recognize their style of ninja. This is the last you'll hear of it. We have a full house today. We have our head honcho birthday boy, Ray.
Hello.
We have Rolando Blabla, Jaime El Dronco, 40 Hands Dan, Ron the Hater of Blankman, and Idanya. Well, we have nothing negative to say about her yet. So welcome. More of the shitty splinter voices to come when I critique these movies.
Still better than Turtles 3.
yeah, Danya, you're better than Turtles 3. How about that? Oh, fuck, all right.
Is that a good thing or not?
Which is not a very fucking high bar to jump over, though. So, you prove yourself. All right. So, Ray, do you want to, rock the classic hill? Hello, I'm Ray.
Hi. Well, you already said my name, so there's no point in going into it.
All right, cool. So,
all right, today we're going to be talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trilogy.
The Toidles.
And we're going to go through
Toidle soup.
The first one, and
I'm thinking about all the porn stuff.
Me too.
Oh, we'll get there, bud, because it's so good. I haven't laughed that hard at a porn in a long time.
Me either.
Okay, so since we're talking about the first movie, it came out in 1990. It started development 1989, just a little after Batman first came out. I think a few weeks after Batman came out. They were trying to capitalize on a lot of the comic book movies because at this point the Ninja Turtles cartoon was very popular, so they were trying to just... They figured it was going to burn out quickly.
Milk that cow.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles... the creators started this off as a joke, and they were kind of surprised that it actually caught wind because it's kind of the dumbest idea ever.
Yep. Yeah.
And so as things kind of progressed and they got more successful, they figured we need to do the next thing because it's gonna fuck up at some point. So they did the cartoons. The cartoons are very popular. It's gonna fuck up, so let's try and make a movie. That's when they started making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which started in 1989.
Oh, right. So, not to be rude, but I am being rude, I guess, because I think you're about to hit into another pit. But I do have a couple follow-up notes from our Anatomy of Mixtape episode about the soundtracks for these movies. And so, the song Turtle Power, there's a lyric that's on the cut that you played. But it was something about, rhyme about giving him a quarter and then sending him a reporter. And I was thinking about it. It's like, even in the fucking early 90s, why would you want a quarter? It must be drugs. So was there a fucking, drug reference?
Pound.
That was kind of the basis of the first movie, no? There was a lot of crime going on. People passing drugs in the streets.
And also, we were all fucked up.
Drinking. So great.
We sat there feeling like we were all smart about how, we have the name of the company or the corporation that made the Ooze for the Turtles, and we decided it was TRI.
Yeah, I would pay attention.
TGRI.
I thought it was InGen for the longest time. I thought it was the Umbrella Corp.
That's next month. Don't worry about that.
Dillweed.
But,
you stole my engine.
I just had a couple notes on because I was listening to the podcast again today because I don't know, it's masturbatory, but it's also research to try to figure out what we're fucking up on, what we do, try to do gooder.
Gooder.
Yeah,
always.
More goodly.
Gooder.
Always with the
gooderer is a way to say it as well.
Gooderer, technical term, right?
Yeah. If you want to go back to the Latin. But yeah, I just caught those couple fuck ups on our part, and I was like, well, let's shit on a let's shit on ourselves, Dan. Why not? But yeah,
Okay.
Sorry, that's it. Sorry.
Just real quick, Jamie tried to like correct me in saying that the movie came out in 1990, and I did say the movie came out in 1990.
Yeah, but it
started
was
production
production.
in 1989. And he was just, oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I mean 1989
Hey, I
to
was honest.
1990.
Yeah, well,
You like had to like aggressively point it out to me, like.
my general assumption is that you don't pay attention,
Fucking
Jamie.
wrong,
So.
birthday boy.
You look at you having a problem reading it, so.
No, I couldn't see it. Well, anyways, the director that they chose for this fucking movie was Steve Barron. He was primarily known for directing music videos. He did Aha's "Take on Me,"
Oh, fuck.
Michael Jackson's
Oh, that
"Billie
one's really
Jean,"
good.
and Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." And those are all badass videos, by the way. And of course, the animatronics that they used for this was Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Yeah, and actually,
Oh.
before we get to, it's a note I have for the second movie, but I thought it was super fucking classy of TMNT2 to have that dedication to Jim Henson before the movie started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have that down too. Yeah.
Oh, well, fucking
It
A.
was primarily done with, I think, Jim Henson's son, Brian Henson, too. Like, they all kind of, like, separated some of the turtles, and they kind of, like, worked on each one of those.
Huh.
But you
Tim
see that
Henson?
later on, whenever they did part 3, that
Yeah.
they, to save money, what they did was stop using Jim Henson's Creature Shop and
Holy
use
shit, dude.
all effects companies.
It
from,
shows.
like,
Actually,
It
I caught
shows.
that.
the third movie, it looks like the suits from, I don't know if you guys are too old for this, but there was actually like a Ninja Turtles like live action like Power Rangers cartoon. And that's what the suits, I think that's the suits they made for the show
Oh,
that
I
they
think
just
I
used
know,
for.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true or
Holy
not.
shit! I
Really?
do
But
remember.
yeah,
something
they
like
actually
that.
like crossed over
Fuck.
with the Power Rangers.
What was
It
that, like
pretty sick when I was
4
a kid, but
episodes or
that's besides
something,
the
dude?
point.
It
Yeah.
did not last. Yeah, I
There was a girl turtle, Venus.
holy shit.
There was
Yeah.
a girl turtle.
Her name was
Yeah.
Venus.
Shut
By the
up.
way,
Light blue.
in the book that I got
I feel
from
it. I'm feeling her vibes.
the
Why
book
not
that I
pink
got,
to be
they
completely
mentioned that
sexist about
Venus.
it?
I think that was
character,
on Fox Family or
and
something.
one of the creators hated that character. So like, I think they used her for like one
Yeah, she doesn't come
season,
out.
and then they stopped using her after that because they didn't want her to be part of
think
it
it
at all.
Damn.
I think it aired like around this other Power Ranger knockoff where like it was like in medieval times. It was some Warriors of Tir na Nog or something like that.
Oh,
They
man.
basically did the same shit and like Beetleborgs or whatever. So they did something and boom, they have magic powers and stuff. But I don't
Yeah.
remember.
No,
now,
dude, I
like,
did
it's all
catch
part of
that
that, like,
budget
era.
cut,
so
though.
barely. Holy fuck.
Well, speaking
What
of
the
crossovers,
fuck?
I just found online that there was Star Trek Ninja Turtle action figures.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know why, but
That's awesome.
somebody did it.
Somebody boarded it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's a Chief Engineer Michelangelo,
Oh.
First
Chief-
Officer Donatello, Captain Leonardo,
Wait, what the
The
fuck
chief
makes
medical
Michelangelo?
Gets to be the fucking captain, though.
Right, like what? Wait, what was Splinter?
It didn't have him on there.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh.
He should have been.
Poor form.
Kick his ass out into space.
Q.
Damn.
Apparently, it was a Ghostbusters one too.
Shut the fuck
There's a,
up,
there's a comic
dude.
book, Ghostbusters Ninja Turtles, and there's also Ninja Turtles and Batman. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That one.
The Joker and Shredder team up.
That's
and of
that's
course-
an animated thing or whatever. It's coming out.
It's gonna
pretty
be an
soon.
anime, but it's a comic book.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's super funny.
Well, I'm glad that they're still alive. You know, I thought that they were left back in the 90s.
No,
For
it's
sure.
like they faded away into like the early 2000s or something, and then they started rebooting the cartoons. I think it's like the 4th time.
Oh,
that they've,
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't watched any of them because they're all garbage.
No,
No, I heard
early
I heard
2000s
the
ones
movies
don't-
were
don't say
garbage,
that.
though.
The early 2000s one is super sick on the Cartoon Network.
Like,
Oh, fuck
16
you, man. I already shitted on that one on the Anatomy of Mixtape. That looked like
Oh,
garbage.
fuck.
They were all garbage.
That's
I
pretty
mean, I think it got better at one point when they introduced that Yojimbo or whatever. They had the samurai rabbit.
Oh yeah, he
and then
comes
it
out in
kind
that
of like
cartoon, yeah.
it faded. I just lost. I completely lost track of it at that point.
So BuzzFeed has an article: 18 ridiculously awful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures.
Oh, dude, I've seen that. Fuck
Bullshit.
yes.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
great.
We'll put that in
We
the.
should save that for another one.
They're all,
Yeah.
they're all amazing.
Bonus
Fuck that.
episode.
Trying to
It's
make this
BuzzFeed.
episode fucking 4 or 5 hours, right? Okay, so just back to the movie again.
we're
The
talking about the
origins that they
movies?
got for this particular story was the story came from one of the 400 page collection comics that they had published. Issue 1, the Leonardo one shot, and issues 10 and 11. And here they contain the origin story, the Shredder, April O'Neil, and Casey Jones. So that's why they implemented all those in the first movie.
Okay.
And they also had a budget of $13 million. Not very much
Fuck.
for today's standard, you know. It's an independent movie.
Fuck.
You don't
Yeah,
get very much
I
for
could
that,
feel the
you know?
vibes of it. Yeah.
And they were allotted 2 months for filming.
2 months?
2 months.
Wow.
For fucking
They
filming
had to
this.
fucking film that in 2 months.
2
Wow,
months.
that's
2 fucking
crazy.
months.
That's not
And
I was trying to think of a rubric for.
I think it's like I told you, like the reason they did this so fast was because they were trying to capitalize on a lot of
Yeah.
the money here. Because
Yeah.
And I mean, you did say who's the one that said it? That it came out after Batman.
yeah,
So
that's okay, yeah, because-
immediately,
Yeah,
I could feel that was the style of filmmaking that they were at the time because it was at the same kind of level of grit where I couldn't really differentiate.
Well, the reason like the guy, one of the creators like wanted to do this was because he's like before even Batman came out, the kids were wearing like the shirts, they had the toys and everything. So fucking why not try and do it with Ninja Turtles that are popular, you know? And as from everyone in this fucking movie, the voice of Corey Feldman is the only one that's the biggest star in this entire fucking movie. He's just the fucking voice. I think the next more famous person was the guy who played Casey Jones. He came out in a lot of 80s movies.
Yeah, apparently he's done a
yeah.
bunch of
Before he
shit. I
lost all
looked up
his
his
hair.
like IMDb and yeah,
Glorious
like he
name.
done some stuff in the '80s, and his big break, quote unquote, was the Turtles movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still doing movies. He still does TV now. Like he's on Chicago
And I'll
PD
say
or
this
something.
now: it's
Oh,
bullshit
those
that
kind of
Casey
shows.
wasn't in part 2
Yeah.
because like
I got
the
fucking
Shredder
annoyed.
probably heard him go, "Oops."
Yeah, exactly, dude. God. He's the only guy in all of these that actually kills anybody. And even in the third one,
Allegedly
his
kills somebody.
descendant, or not his descendant, his ancestor kills the.
Oh,
the
that was
villain
such
in
a
the third
stupid
Turtles.
link,
It was
but we'll
fucking
get
dumb
to
as
that,
shit, yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, he's the only one, and it's always all casual. Oh, you're gonna die. Okay, sure.
And
Spits.
one of the only other people to come out in the first movie that wasn't seen was Ernie Reyes Jr., who was Donatello in the costume, and then was Kino in the second movie.
Shout
I
out
thought
Kino.
I thought that guy was Leonardo
No, he was Kino. He was Donatello.
Donatello.
Yeah,
We
he
talked about
took
this
the place
last
of some guy who had
episode,
injured
Roland, you should
himself, so he
remember.
took the place of that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of the stunts you see him doing, like dude, he's the one fucking doing all this shit. It's really
Like
fucking
in the
good.
fucking suit
Yeah.
in the suit,
Yeah.
yeah. And
with
he's-
the suit.
with the suit,
Yeah.
and then like without the suit, you see him in part 2 and all his fucking ninja type shit.
Did I mention his
Ninja
3-dimensional
Ninja
motion
God
blur?
damn.
Great powers. Yeah.
delivering
Skills.
pizzas left and right?
Yeah.
He's out there.
Pizza Foo is strong with this one.
And just another quick information about the actual turtles. There were 2 types of turtle costumes: the stunt turtle and the hero turtle. The stunt turtle was performed by wild Hong Kong stuntmen. Basically, they had lots of foam and rubber padding and stuff like that. So when they're doing all those like crazy jumps and falls and stuff like that, kind of kept them, I guess,
Don't
protected.
break their
Yeah.
necks.
And then the hero turtle, they had more complex animatronics, so they did all the close-ups, all the
With the
vocal
talking
talking,
lips
the
flapping
Yeah.
eye
and all
movements,
that
yeah.
creepy eye bugging out.
BRB
stuff, right?
dudes.
Unlike the
Yeah.
third one that was just everything in just one fucking suit. No ifs, no buts.
yeah.
The dubbing was
Oh,
horrible.
It was
So, with all those little tidbits out of the way, you want to go right into the movie.
okay.
So, what do you all think about the opening of the movie? I personally think it's fucking dark and very ominous. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
the
of what I
little,
felt.
April O'Neil giving her, I guess, news reporting of the actual city and all its turmoil. Shows the I guess,
Stereotypical
the
damsel
state,
in
yeah.
distress garbage.
Well, not even that. I mean, she
No.
seems a little bit like tougher, you know. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
she-
Okay, so yes and no. Like, here's the thing that bugged me about it. When the Foot comes to find her again in the subway, and like she busts out Raph's eye, and they just knock it off of her, and then she's like, "That's it," and she starts hitting him with her purse. I was just like,
What's she trying to survive?
I get that, but I was just like,
fucking lay there and
like,
just fucking
oh shit,
take it.
now it's on. Like, she's got her purse. You
She's
know,
got-
I was
Take
like,
my side out, and all I had was my purse. I'll be swinging that shit too.
I mean, I just,
Goddamn right.
I just kind of
No
figured she'd be
chucking
like
shit.
kicking everybody in the dick or whatever. Like first thing, like that's a New York
Look,
thing or
Roland, you
whatever,
don't
I
have
figured.
a purse, so you don't even know
No,
how
I
much
know.
power
I
the
mean,
purse has
I've been-
in a fight.
I've been hit by a purse.
You don't know
I
what was in her
haven't-
purse.
Right, she was carrying around bricks. My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Like,
You don't fucking know. She could have been carrying bricks of
bags of
cocaine.
cement.
Yeah.
Those shits are heavy, bro.
man, yeah, it's so dense. Right. My bad.
Actually, when I was watching the movie the first time around, and I saw this most recent,
I just figured a
recent
sigh
time,
was more threatening.
you know, like when
Yeah.
that guy fucking jumps off the car and like just fucking like lands on her. I thought that was pretty harsh, man. I go, I didn't really see that. Like that seemed like a very violent move for just the opening of the movie. You know? Remember that part?
Yeah. She gets
like when they're gonna fucking like, I don't know what they're planning on doing to her, but then she turns around to run, and the guy jumps from the top of the car. And just jumps on top of her.
Was there any reason why they're attacking her? Or
no, because she saw her in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's crime city, bro.
Yeah, they were stealing shit.
Yeah,
and she kind of just walked into it. You know, it's crime city. Yeah.
She saw us take the TV VHS combo. Oh man, get her. No, yeah, that's and they don't actually try to like shut her up or do any of this other stuff until they find out she's reporting and stuff, and that's when they do that whole "we have a message."
Oh yeah.
Shut with that
Keep
horrible
your mouth
fucking
shut.
accent. What was it? Your mouth brings you much trouble, Miss O'Neill. I deliver a message. I was like, oh, I had to listen to that several times. Like, no. Yeah, it was. Shut it.
And so I have a question in general for the group, and it was in my notes. But so when it comes to casting, how in the fuck did they manage to keep the same chief of police? But not keep the same April.
I thought about that too.
I was thinking the same thing.
I have something about that.
One.
I have something about that. The reason they didn't keep the same April is because they did like a bunch of focus groups, and they didn't like her.
What?
So they got somebody else.
Okay,
Is it because she didn't use her purse
I get that.
as a weapon enough?
I mean,
is it because she didn't use her purse enough as a weapon?
I don't know.
She didn't cave in their skulls.
I didn't see no purses in the second one either.
Okay,
the other April's not bad, but I mean, I'm just for some reason they just got rid of her because people didn't like her. Apparently, the focus groups didn't like her, so
she really didn't fit the cartoon.
No, but that's why they got the other girl to do it.
But you gotta understand that the first movie was not like family friendly. It was a fucking dark drama.
So it's awesome.
Like it's about to bring you the biggest fucking hero story of all time. That's what I felt though.
So dudes and dudes. All right, so let's just settle this now. All right, who's hotter, Paige Turco or Judith Hogue?
Oh, interesting names. Who are they again?
It's the first.
That's the
second and first.
The second one.
First
Obviously, the third one.
it's the hair, isn't it?
The haircut did it. You know, yeah.
It's I still think she looked like the Lucinda Dickey from the Ninja Domination crap that we did before.
Oh, that's who you were saying.
Yeah.
No, I thought you meant.
No, I'll stick to April O'Neil.
I thought you meant the fourth April.
One.
Wait. April
The porn star.
Yeah, all day, dude.
All right, I lose that one.
She had her lines ready. She didn't break the fourth wall. She was focused the entire time.
What I'm thinking is that it was when April O'Neil came out in the third one with the leather jacket and the pants and the short hair. That was it. That's what did it.
Nah,
I like the first one. She was.
I like the second one.
She was fucking feisty.
The second one.
Two? Yeah. Second's my vote.
I need to watch the second one again.
Nah,
me and
fuck you
Ron are right
guys.
here.
Like, I thought they were the same person.
Okay, so
True,
let's
Ryan.
vote at this point. So there's 3 at least for Paige Turco.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, that's her.
Well, I'm gonna say.
I like all of them.
I'm gonna say
They're all cool.
Except
for Megan
Paige
Fox.
Turco, but I
She doesn't
like
count.
the first April better because she has more of a presence in the movie.
She has more. She has more
Exactly.
spunk.
True.
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah,
She
she's
was
a lot
said she
tougher than
was
this
in-
other
yeah.
one. You know.
She didn't get
No,
like
yeah.
because like Paige Turco's fucking April was like helpless compared to because like considered like TMNT 3 Children's Time like that April from
that
part
was so
1 she
fucking
wouldn't have taken any
frustrating.
shit like
She punches one ninja.
Does she?
Yeah.
Samurai guy. She punches him.
she hits him with a purse
Oh yeah, she does like the tiger palm.
Oh
just
yeah,
like the
the
thing.
yeah.
That's it. That's all
like
she
it
does.
misses him by a foot, but you know, like he feels it.
And she got knocked out.
Tiger's claw, but
There we go. Sorry, thank you.
Tiger Claw fuck yeah
Best worst part of the movie.
I think.
okay so but maybe we should like bring it back on topic and talk about the first movie
right, the first.
yeah.
for sure.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, as we're going through like the intro and stuff like that, like I do appreciate it. It kind of gets me all hyped every time I watch it. The intro of the Ninja Turtles, like when they're
there's,
you
like,
see
so
their
much
shadows like
atmosphere.
walking
It's
through the
awesome.
sewers,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
just like spouting off a bunch of shit.
Right.
and then like they do the and then the fucking title card comes out. Yeah, it fucking gets me all hyped to watch the movie every single time.
That's what Donatello.
Bossa Nova.
Excellent.
Nah, dude. I think the product placement though in the first one is what got me because it's just Pepsi and fucking Domino's and
And
just like
cigarettes.
Everywhere.
Doritos, like the fucking 90s
You know,
capitalist placement.
where was the Pepsi at?
There was Pepsi.
In the Foot Clan hideout. That's all. That's what the kids drank.
What cigarettes were they smoking?
They were
Was it Marlboro?
unbranded.
Probably
Actually,
Marlboro,
I think because
That
that would have
was
been
what they
like a
asked them,
fucking
yeah.
like
Oh, man.
nightmare to try to like fight legally and to get rights for.
I mean, they didn't.
They were just
didn't
in
have any
white
trouble
boxes.
because he held
It
up
was
the
like
he held
regular
up the
or
carton.
menthol.
yeah.
But those were packs of Marlboros, weren't they? I mean, I thought they were.
You know that was Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Shut the
I was gonna
fuck
mention
It's
that, like,
up.
because in our chats we were
Yeah.
talking about like the lead goon or
Love
whatever,
him.
and I was like, "Well, that's Sam Rockwell, man. That was
that?
probably like his like first like
BB Sam
shitty
Rockwell.
lead role."
Yeah, or just this is the
placement.
line you're gonna say like regular or menthol, and then
Yeah,
you're gonna be the
it's
guy
like,
at the end when they're
okay,
like you're
yeah.
gonna try and go against Casey Jones.
Whatever
and he's
you
like
dudes
fucking,
want to do,
He's like Foot
you
Clan,
can do.
like Rogan or something.
Yeah,
Like, he's not even like
exactly.
a real like Foot Clan.
No,
like,
no.
No,
he just
and
takes
so it's
care
like,
of
why
the
is he
hideout.
like
He
the
just-
lead goonie? If
he's just
not
like
even, like
the
wearing
greasy,
the,
the greasy
Yeah.
Lambo.
the shredder's.
Yeah,
What is it? His symbol or whatever? I can't remember the fucking term. The dogi or whatever. No, that's the fucking costume. But the headband. Which
What-
had the
what did y'all-
I
shredder's
mean, in the
symbol on it.
cartoons, it's a picture of a foot. So
What did you
I
all
don't
say about
remember
the
in
Foot
movie,
Clan? Was
though.
like the Foot Clan Recruitment Center or some shit?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. It was the Foot Clan or the Foot Recruitment Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
You know,
probably
the person, like-
drunker
like
at that
they
point
show,
in the
like,
episode, and it was funnier, but
More often throughout the entire intro of that movie is that Danny character,
Oh, that
where they show like
character, yeah.
many times like was it like did he have to show him like so much? He was like gonna be so much part of the movie.
He
Show
was
him
the
that he's doing so much
producer's
shit.
son, dude.
Fuck
so
Danny.
if Danny
Danny
was
sucks.
going to become actually a
Out there
Foot
now.
Clan member,
I
like,
liked his
I
fucking
think-
Sid Vicious shirt,
Sorry,
but that was
please.
about it.
Yeah.
I didn't really fucking like him.
Nah.
Nobody fucking
He's
likes
a little
Danny,
bitch.
dude.
No, dudes, but if the Foot actually recruited him, he would have been like. They wouldn't have needed Toka and Razor in the next movie because fucking Danny, this little 14-year-old punk, can lift a fucking sewer plate like by himself and lift it up. So for our
like, yeah, he's a
non-US
big
listeners,
He's got gorilla strength.
they are 113 kilograms. In English talk, in American talk, it's 250 pounds. And so Danny is straight just like, fucking just like, whoop, no worries
Flip
with
the
this
table.
fucking 250 pound weight. I just bench pressed it basically. Like, if they had developed him, he would have been like, probably like the Shredder's second hand man.
Word it
Like,
out.
yeah.
I could swear they're closer to 100 pounds.
Nope. I looked it
Okay,
up,
the
bud.
normal sized one.
Average
yeah.
manhole
But
cover is
there's-
250
okay.
pounds.
He had one of those monster ones.
God damn.
How do you think they were fitting through those fucking
I only know
holes?
because I've flipped one of the normal.
Because it's a
size.
manhole.
Oh, you flipped one.
If it were
Like,
a woman
are you
hole,
super
they
strong
probably
now?
That's later in the episode.
Exactly. That's in the Patreon. I'll see you there.
Okay, so so we go with the intro, and then what comes next? Trying to think here.
Trying to drink here.
Trying to drink.
Okay, so we're after the intro.
Yeah, we're after the
They
intro.
order the. That's where like Rick Splinter's giving him like the the
Talk.
speech,
Yeah.
and Mikey's like ordering pizza.
Right.
No anchovies.
No anchovies.
Fuck anchovies.
And then like they're
Fuck
gonna
you
meditate
guys.
and they start
Oh,
dancing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
could like the tequila, they're playing tequila.
I could. Okay, so when we had those that anchovy pizza, I could still taste them for days after that shit.
Me too,
Fuck
because
you guys. I didn't even
continue
eat a
eating
full
those.
slice. You suck.
Wait, hold up. When the fuck do you guys have anchovy pizza?
The last
fast food
pizza
episode.
Fast
party.
food episode,
Vomit in a
yeah.
box.
It was delicious. I mean,
It
I'm
was
sorry. But it
I
was,
almost bought some for Ray yesterday when I was at HEB.
You know what? I swore I could almost smell it outside.
I was pretty upset. I
like
couldn't try it
like
out
straight
with
up, I
you.
eat them straight from the can, so
Yeah, I almost got you a can yesterday.
I would have eaten that shit,
That's love.
no problem.
It's
You could put it on your steak.
pungent.
It's protein. It's got a lot of iron and shit.
The protein's later in the episode.
Lots of protein.
That's a green protein.
It's kale.
I'd be fine with kale. I would be so fucking. Give me a goddamn kale any fucking day. Oh man.
It's
Okay.
kale juice.
So we have Raphael going to see a movie.
Critters.
I was
You
just
see
gonna say that.
Critters?
Yo.
I was like, what movie is he did he go see? Fucking Critters. Thank you, Ron. And we get introduced to Casey Jones, which is probably like one of the badass characters in this fucking movie.
That was a badass scene, though, because it was like two vigilantes with different viewpoints of the world meeting each other for the first time, and they're both trying to do the same shit, like stomp out crime.
Right.
But-
But Casey's a violent fuck, so Raphael, as a teenager, is like, no, leave him alone, the kids, it's okay. And he's just like, nah, bitch, tough
And
love.
one thing that I find unbelievable, it's the only unbelievable aspect of it, the entire Ninja Turtles line, is like how aware they are of the world when they're fucking like 15 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't
They're-
give a fuck
they're
about
ninjas.
anything.
And
Yeah,
it's the only
Ninja
thing.
15, but like,
Right.
Ninja 15 is like around 40 years old.
In human,
oh yeah, I saw the
There
conversion
you
once
go.
on like Reddit.
these guys
Yeah,
were already
no
fucking doing
worries.
their taxes and paying fucking all that shit out. They're so smart.
You can learn a lot from the world when you don't need to like work and just live in the sewer and shit like that. just eat your pizza, man.
You know, right?
Go out and
somehow.
kick some ass.
That's the other thing.
You learn
Like,
some
where do they
shit.
get the money for
Yeah,
this shit?
I was about to ask
Fucking
that.
always,
What-
but like,
so it's like, was Splinter like just like not
they
a
just,
good
like,
guy
rob
on the side,
everybody they
like
beat
show
up?
up just like, oh, drunken sleeping guy.
just so
Take
you
his
know,
wallet.
I have an inheritance that I brought with me.
You know what? That's a good point.
Fucking
Maybe he had some
he's a trust
inheritance.
fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, inheritance
baby.
from his master. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
there we
apparently,
go.
like, his master, like, you know, fucking
total
cared about it enough
badass.
to have
Ran
him
his
as a
own
pet to
dojo.
begin with. So
If this
he might have
fucking
been a
rat
crazy
can
celebrity
learn
with-
like ninja skills,
that should,
if
that
he
should
can-
be on a shirt
if this
somewhere.
motherfucker can learn,
This fucking rat.
can learn ninja skills from his cage.
English and
You
philosophy.
better believe that he can fucking like score a couple of dollars for some
well,
pizza.
not just English,
Man.
fucking Japanese as well, Roll.
Right, that's
Oh,
because
yeah.
that was their,
three,
the
he's
mother
sitting there
tongue.
like, you know,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like the
Nani.
And my thing
Right,
is
taken
like,
out of
why the
context,
fuck do
what-
you assume that
what
the
you
guy's
said.
only speaking Japanese just because he traded places with April? Like, that's racist.
He has a samurai sword.
Ray, what you said taken out of context sounded like you're about to beat somebody's ass.
like this fucking rat.
Yeah, this fucking rat.
Oh, you dirty
Fucking
rat.
meet him outside, beat his ass up. But that's for the other episode.
Yes, that is.
That's for the that's for the fans.
That's for the page.
The paying fans.
And I mean, forget about this whole little part of the movie where Raphael loses his fucking sai.
Yeah.
And she
dude.
fucking takes
super
it from takes it and puts it in her purse. Like, did the cops not see that? On
Yeah,
the
it's
fucking
like,
floor?
lady, that's
It's
evidence.
like right fucking next to her.
Stealing evidence isn't like a crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that
it's
is
like
a
right
crime,
fucking
dude.
next to her. You know,
Dude,
like,
what if that was a
She's a reporter, though, so it's cool.
comment
It's all
about
good.
like the
Exactly.
police
Yeah,
in New
she's
York?
sleeping with the officer, the chief officer.
Yeah, totally.
In the next. All right, I'm done.
And why the fuck did she take it? It's like it just broke a light. What if it was the foots as well? So maybe she was doing fucking research. Like, maybe I can print this or whatever. But haha, bitch, it was a turtle, and you'll never get that shit back.
I
They're
mean,
not in the system.
that is kind of a weird thought. Like she's looking over or whatever, and I see a weapon. I'm just gonna hold on to this and save
Yeah.
it for later.
It wouldn't be
useful.
relevant
First thing,
to
yeah,
the
you're right.
storyline at
But
all.
you see reporters do that in almost every movie, too.
Yeah, they always end up
There's
stealing
always
some piece
fucking
of
with somebody or
evidence.
some
Yeah.
kind of cover up. Like, ooh, this could be interesting for my story. Yeah. Okay.
well, I mean, that's pretty
What's she
much
do
what
on
she's thinking
air?
about most
Like,
of the
this is
time.
April O'Neil with a sigh. I don't know where the fuck it came from, except when I was about to
Figured
get
she'd
raped.
carry on a
Like,
gun.
I don't know what to do with it.
You know? Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna hold on to this for later. Stabby.
I'll figure it out.
Right.
I'll figure out what it is later.
I mean, she was so good at
Smart,
chucking in part two.
strong, independent
so.
woman. She'll figure it out.
of course.
I
These are
found
times
this weird
with no
knife
internet,
thing.
though.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it,
shit.
but
I think
just
it's a
how-
fourth,
I
but
just-
like the other tines aren't quite as long.
I just got what you said there, Daniel, when you said she's so good at chucking in part 2.
Yeah.
and 4.
Still with that shit, right?
Yes.
God damn it, dude.
Okay,
she's
so
chucking
We're
different
getting a bunch of
things in that
Patreons from
one.
this.
Yeah, she knows how to handle a stick well.
Yes.
Jesus.
Multiple sticks.
Still.
Easy there, Tiger.
The guy just
We'll get
eating.
to the parody soon enough.
So as we're going to keep going into further in the movie, does anyone have anything like as far as like where the story goes from? I believe what happens next is that, of course, we talked about the Foot Clan going with and confronting April O'Neil in the subway.
Right.
Give her the little slap in the
Bitch
face.
yeah.
Raphael comes to
They're
save
called
her.
love taps.
Love
Excuse me.
taps. He takes her
Well,
into the
Roland,
sewer.
that's why you're single.
Oh shit!
Noted. Hey, I should remember that.
Now, do you think it was a good idea? I mean, there's a lot of destruction that happens after this particular move. That Raphael takes April O'Neil into the sewers.
That was so stupid
Oh,
of him.
yeah.
Why didn't
Yeah,
he just
it was
like
like
get
a-
his fucking
Yeah,
weapon
he
and
should've
then
just
like
left
listen
her
to
there and
Splinter and be
she would've
like,
Bros before hoes.
never be seen, you know? And bros
Right.
were hoes indeed. Like he put his actual brothers in fucking peril because of
Yeah,
that.
and then
So-
but then the brothers went off and they fucked off too, and they left Splinter by himself, and then
I-
that's when they
Yeah,
came
because
in.
they're off like,
Fuck shit up.
like they're kryptonized pizza, so like you know that's kind of.
I kind of thought that, like in
That's
retrospect,
true.
I kind of thought Raphael might have brought her down there because, like he is like not unconsciously, but like low key, he wants to expose themselves or whatever. He like out of all of them, I think Raphael's the
with
one.
the porn parody.
Right, not to her. Yes, dude, right into the porn. Fuck off. God damn it. I meant to like the rest of the world or whatever. Like he was the one out of all of them that was the most likely to like want to go and do shit. He's like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna go check out this movie or whatever. I don't need you with me. And
Oh
so,
yeah,
like,
well
I
actually,
think
Yeah, he was
that
more
follows
independent.
because if
yeah,
we,
I think he low key wanted to like he wanted them to be like he wanted the rest of the world to know they exist.
Nah, dude.
Kind
So
of.
that
He probably just didn't wanna
follows
hide.
The third movie,
Yeah.
to jump ahead, but
Well,
he's
okay, so
bitching
he's lazy?
when they're training.
No, like, he's tired of
you know,
fighting.
like,
No, he just wanted a solo career.
no, it wasn't a solo career.
Break away
he
from
was,
the
he
Spice
was
Girls.
fucking really butthurt that like he couldn't fucking like they were like unknown,
Controlling and everything,
Because
or
in
whatever.
part
That
3,
they could be
he's
heroes
bitching about how he's like,
just
why are
for
we
one day.
training all the time? Why are we doing all this bullshit when no one even knows on the outside world that we exist?
Yeah.
You know. So if
yeah,
that was
so
his
that's-
mentality in part 1 as well as part 3, then like that adds up, dude.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, in the third one, like he really took to like chilling with the villagers and whatnot. Like as far as
Yeah, trying
I
to
want to say
connect,
him and
yeah.
Michelangelo, they were like, "Oh man, this is so great!
Yeah,
like
they were gonna
nature
stay,
is super great and peaceful, and people here don't fuck with us because they think we're Japanese demons."
Oh
The
yeah.
fucking kappa or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
What
kappa.
kind of demon do you think I am?
that's a good question.
It's a Kappa thing.
That's
do
for
you
the
know this?
Patreon.
It's a kappa thing. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of why I thought he wasn't so concerned with April like seeing them and like knowing what the fuck was going on. He was more worried about like her well-being at the time. It was just like, okay, if it goes
safety,
sideways, like fuck it, you know, we'll figure it out. You know, like, he didn't really give a shit as far as
He
that went.
wanted to make sure to save her, you know, because that's what they do at the end of the day, is, you know,
Yeah, they're-
fight crime, save people, kick ass, eat
I was always
pizza.
curious as to why
Eat
he
ass.
like he didn't hear that Foot Clan member coming behind him. You know, what I mean?
He should have, right?
I figured he would,
yeah.
but he's like, I feel like
But
since
because
he's like
plot,
so,
man. So
No, well,
I
I'm just
think
saying,
he was
like, he's
too
also
pissed
so,
off,
like-
and he was in his head,
yeah.
you know, just like
He was
God
too,
damn
like,
it, God damn
adrenaline-
it, we're fucking
adrenaline,
useless,
yeah.
we're
It was
Splinter,
like,
and
I
then
just
like,
kicked all those
oh,
split
a fight.
yeah.
Like, I just fucking kicked everyone's ass. I gotta save this bitch. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But anyways, he brought her back to their lair, and of course,
They get- it comes back to him or whatever when the Foot finds him and
well, that one Foot Clan member is actually just watching them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
followed
the one.
him down
he
basically.
followed
Yeah.
them, yeah. That's how.
Yeah. So eventually, they take April back to her house.
Is that when they
And-
segue
And they-
into the Foot Clan, like with all the kids having a badass time, smoking cigars and drinking and all
Nah, I
that?
think they did before
Was
that,
was
dude.
No, I think it was before that.
think it was
Yeah.
before.
I need to screenshot that. That's the one of my the funniest scene to me was that little kid playing pool with a huge cigar, like puffing on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
You're not inhaling.
Which
That
is
place
when
was
the
sick,
hammer
dude.
was playing during that
Yeah.
movie.
The
Yeah.
hammer. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
that's
that's
the hammer
right.
sound.
That place looks awesome. Man.
Oh,
I
it
want to like
fucking
hang out
does,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
It's so dope. There's skateboarding.
Fucking
Those damn arcades look cool as shit.
Cool.
And yeah, those
Smoking
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
right.
Ultraviolence.
Ultra violence.
ha.
God damn it, Adanya. I need to meet you so I can high five you. So,
There you go.
And
oh, well, fucking boop. Yeah, cool.
There
my
you
one
are.
and done with Clockwork Orange, and it's mostly done. So thanks. But
Never
Hey,
begun.
Roland,
Still cool.
go fuck yourself. How about
Oh
that?
yeah, I'll get right on that, man. Yep. Put that on my list of things I don't
No,
give a
he
shit
already
about.
Women,
did
and you're on
when
that
he
fast
watched
track
the other
yourself.
episode.
My fast track to hell. Hell.
May I make a little point here? When I was a kid and we got the VHS, and we're gonna watch it for my birthday because apparently all these movies are made in March,
Yeah.
or they came out in March.
I don't
it was
know,
not
coincidence.
It was completely coincidence. We had the VHS and like some of the kids from the neighborhood were
that's
gonna come
timing.
and watch the movie at my
Many
house.
moons ago, Ray was planning to talk about
That's
Ninja
years.
Turtles.
That's many years ago.
David's brother, Paul,
Yes.
Yeah.
could not, or David also could not come and watch the movie at
They
my
couldn't
house
come and
because-
watch the movie? Man, what are they?
because their
Almost heterosexuals?
their mother said that the movie was demonic
Thank you, Ron and
and they
Anya.
couldn't watch that.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
My sister-in-law couldn't even watch the cartoons, I think.
Well, they
because
couldn't
of
watch the cartoons.
violence.
They couldn't watch the cartoons either.
What was
What
so
violence?
demonic? What demonic
Well, actually,
presence?
the cartoon's actually censored like in Europe. It's Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles
Oh, yeah,
because
What the
ninjas
fuck?
are promote violence.
Yeah.
and
See,
Yeah.
it's all communism in Europe, guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Never
Fuck
go
that.
there. It's all this fucking
In
socialist
some country, they didn't have any
nonsense.
weapons.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like edited them out. Like,
Yeah.
That's
they're just
bullshit.
punching.
Not that they ever used to. Everyone only ever got punched or kicked. Like nobody ever got cut or stabbed or like anything.
Yeah,
But
Leonardo
they're
has this,
turtles. They're the most pacifist fucking creatures in
Right?
existence.
They're vegetarian.
And
Yeah,
then
but why are they ninjas?
you got them
No, they aren't.
fucking pulling out swords
they-
and
are they
nunchucks and
omnivores?
shit in a sewer
Sea turtles?
in America.
Like, all they eat is fish.
Really?
Just about.
Are they sea turtles?
Well, he didn't say.
Fuck
but-
you. You're
Actually,
getting- you're
yeah.
getting
What
too
kind of
specific,
species
man.
of turtles
They're not snapping
are
turtles.
they?
They can't be sea turtles.
No, they're not snapping
fins.
turtles.
They're
because
Are they just
natural
sewer
That's
turtles?
true.
That's
They don't
uh,
have
that's
fins.
that's
They don't have
Yeah,
feelings.
they wouldn't be
that's
wrong.
Resner. Or what, no, what's shell shock is the snapping turtle in the second
Yeah,
one.
I would say they aren't snapping turtles because we know what a mutant
Fuck.
snapping turtle
Snapping
look like.
turtle.
Yeah,
Toka,
I've seen that.
Toka.
Toka and
Yeah.
Resnar. But I could have sworn that the action figure was called Shell Shock or something like that. Some weird shit. I had it.
I think you're high.
I wish. No, not
Okay,
today. Walk away.
Talked about the coolest place on earth was the Foot Clan Recruitment Center, which we get introduced to.
join?
Yeah, but like,
Shredder.
were
Yeah.
the
Any Foot
chicks?
Clan
Like, where were
members
they
out
gonna
there?
like lure these dudes into you? Like, it was just like, oh hey, or well, fuck, maybe that was a plot, dude. Like,
Maybe they get them like while they're young, and then they hang out long enough,
Yeah,
and then they
and then
start
they-
recruiting them back into the Foot Clan.
Yeah,
the,
that's-
it's the
that's-
family thing.
yeah.
'Cause he says, I'm your father now.
Yeah,
so
he pulls the fucking
That's
Vader.
how-
Yeah, that's kind of what I got off from
Yeah,
this
but
movie is
where's
like
Mom?
the gangs and the families. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know, you can either be part of a good gang, which is the Ninja Turtles, or you can be part of, you know, the
oh,
violent
fuck, what was the
gang.
name of
Badass.
that
The
asshole?
badass,
Foot
cool
Clan.
fucking kids.
Fucking Japanese mafia. Oh,
Smoking
What was the
weed in
name
the
of that
parking
asshole?
lot.
Like the
Badass. Master
the
Tatsu
number 2. Yeah, Tatsu. Was
Oh,
Tatsu
Tatsu's so
mom?
sick, dude. He's the coolest dude.
has the most constipated fucking lines ever.
And actually, Tatsu was fucking voiced by a white dude.
What?
Weren't all these
So-
characters
voicing?
voiced by
No,
white
it's
dudes?
Not
that's-
all of them.
Someone
no,
said
but
that.
like
Like,
That's
Tatsu.
what I was
figure out
thinking.
who
Of,
they say
that's what I was thinking of the third one.
fucking,
Actually, I was like, how many of these motherfuckers
One
are actually
other
Japanese?
was they're supposed to be like, you know, ethnic or whatever.
He's
yeah,
Mexican.
white dude.
Nice. I mean, he fooled me or whatever.
I didn't even
guess,
know
as
that.
far- yeah.
And I've seen this movie
No,
a bunch
like-
of times.
Sincerely, like, I actually
did
wrote
some
that in my
research
notes.
because I looked at the IMDb for the Turtles cast, and
Me
You know,
too.
they had like the actors and then the voices of some of these
Yeah,
actors.
yeah.
So yeah, Tatsu didn't
Yeah.
like have his own voice. It was
Well,
a
we all
fucking
heard
white
how
dude.
good Daniel's Shredder voice was. So
And then you have to
Shredder voice
understand
is
that this is
I
like
don't
the
think we-
beginning
I
of
don't
the
think we can
90s
do
where
Shredder.
like 90s hip hop is barely getting a start. So,
Yeah.
and you kind of see that shift in the second movie where they have more hip hop music.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, it's just like fucking dance music.
It's called
Phone
New
it
Jack
in.
Swing.
Pump up the jam,
Jack
dude.
swing, yeah.
So like we go through like
Yeah, I was
three
just
different
thinking of that.
periods of
Fucking
times in
Space
the
Jam.
90s within those 3 fucking years of movies because they did this in like 3 years consecutive, like
So
90,
you know,
91,
Ron and
93.
Adanya, like poor research abilities because we had our whole mixtape episode where we talked about some of this shit, and y'all didn't listen to it apparently because you hate us.
Boo-hoo.
Unless I'm on it, you know, I'm not gonna listen to
That's
it
cool
outside.
because I'm right there too.
I'm the exact opposite with them.
Oh, you listen to all of them, huh?
No, if I'm on it, I'm not going to listen to it.
Okay.
I
Really?
don't listen to him either.
If you're on it, you
tried,
don't listen.
Here,
I tried.
Yeah, I was here. I know I have.
Like Ray's still bitching at me
Well,
to
the
listen.
Eagles one I
can't-
listened to because it got really
still
trashed
can't.
and blacked out, so I listened to that one.
Dude, I'm always not here.
I've only told Roland to listen to like
I
2
can't
or
fucking
3,
do it, man.
just so he can suck it up
I
and
hate
deal with his voice.
My
That's it.
voice. Fuck you.
Suck it up. That's it.
I don't
It's
wanna
okay,
suck up
Roland. I
You're not
hate
the
your
only one,
voice
Roland.
too.
Thank you. See, I got support here. Like
I
this is
got you,
We're
Roland.
your support group.
This is like more reasons for me not to.
Solidarity.
We do need to start a support group for people that hate Roland's voice.
You can donate right now
I should make a Reddit
to this
thread.
cause.
Right.
If you too hate Roland's voice, please donate.
Yeah. Just like throw us a
That's
dollar.
our Patreon.
Throw me
you
a
know,
dollar.
if you want
to
rolling off this cast, give
change
us
it
enough money
up.
to support us
Right.
without him.
Good fucking luck, right? Yeah.
For
pay
20
me
cents a
to-
day, you can cut his airtime.
Pay me, yeah, exactly. To not fucking hear my voice. Awesome. Sounds like a plan, guys.
Let's start now.
Yeah. Make it so. Amuse me.
But no, I really like that, you know, going from the 80s into the 90s, I really felt, you know, it was coming into the 90s, you know, from the very get-go in the first movie, you know.
They make like a pretty cool.
Wait, are you talking about
Yeah.
the parody porn or?
Okay, first,
She did say
when the
coming
hell?
into, so-
When was that? Like, that had to have
I
been
mean,
early 2000s,
coming into the 90s.
right? The
Coming.
porn. That
Wait,
was.
I think they are coming in.
2016. I looked it up.
It was
Right.
2016 because April
Trump,
O'Neil.
Trump,
He was like
Trump,
going Trump.
Oh,
That's how I knew what year
yes.
it was.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was just like, okay.
See, I was thinking it was way before that. I'm like, why is
wasn't
she saying
sure.
Trump? But now it makes sense.
I couldn't watch it that far. Sorry, I got to baby batter up, and I'm good.
That was before.
Yeah, it was before Baby Better Up.
But we'll get to
Wow.
that.
Wait, we're
I
going too
saw
much
it.
into it.
Okay.
Hey, stop. We're going, stop. Hold
So
on.
there was a shit clip that I fucking
Hey,
couldn't even
stop
get.
already.
Turtles one. Let's go.
Stop. We're going.
Okay, so
we're already
Ninja
like
Turtle-
going into it. Why the fuck haven't we have that separate episode, anyways?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the story was so much
just a
better
little
for the
teaser.
first one, though. Like, you can feel like they actually put effort into the writing because some lines were good. Like, I'm more about like script and editing, and the editing was also pretty. It was okay, you know, but I really like the first one out of all of them.
I told
So
I
it's gonna
told
be
these
a shit
guys
show
that
right after.
that there was a editor. I forgot her fucking name, but it was in the book. The first editor of the Ninja Turtles was actually they got rid of her because they didn't like her editing, and it turns out that this particular
That was
person,
Edith Ederson.
this person went on to edit Quentin Tarantino's movies.
Oh,
really?
shit.
Shut,
Yeah.
dude.
So I was just thinking, like, I was telling them, I was
I
like,
could get with
You
that.
know what's really,
I can get
you know
it.
what's really weird? You say that there is a YouTube video. There's like a whole separate side thing where they put the footage from Ninja Turtles 1, and it's Reservoir Turtles, and it's the trailer from it's the Reservoir Dogs trailer, but with Ninja Turtle scenes. And it's really cool.
Dude, why couldn't we have
It
seen this
works.
instead
It
of
works.
the
That's dope.
I didn't
Check it
know
out.
that.
Yeah,
N-word
Reservoir
Turtles.
Turtles. Check it out. It looks it's a
Why does Ron look so lost right now?
It's in my bag.
Reservoir Turtles?
it fits, and
That
that's crazy. I
sounds
didn't even know
fucking
that.
cool.
But it makes sense why it fits because it might have been.
It might have been the
same.
same. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs is Quentin Tarantino's first film, so.
I mean, yeah.
Well, not his first one.
Well,
first,
arguably,
you know.
yeah, because I mean there was Natural Born Killers.
Well,
Natural, he didn't direct Natural Born Killers.
he
That's,
didn't,
Oliver
but
He
Stone.
had a big
he
influence on it.
screenwrite.
Like, it
I
was
do
all
Yeah,
about
he
screenwrite.
wrote
But,
some.
yeah,
of that,
like
I
Oliver
think,
Stone's name was on it, but that was basically a Tarantino film, dude.
Oh, snap. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's good shit. That's cool.
Dude, I mean, come on, you should have already caught that when you were like watching them. The scenes, the writing was like very Tarantino-esque. It's just Oliver Stone.
I really actually, I don't know if this is like controversial here. I don't really like Natural Born Killers that
Oh, well, I didn't really give a fuck
Fuck
about it
outta
either,
here.
but like, but
So I
still,
only watched
it's-
it like that one time, and then like that's
But
it.
it's like one
No,
of those
that was
fucking
like my
movies you
early
just have to
style of
watch,
film,
yo.
though.
Yeah, I saw it that one time, and
Yeah, I did the same.
was
I haven't
it?
watched it since, but it was like, okay, cool. cool.
Kind of like the Night Porter.
The Night Porter. Yeah.
Every so often, I'll get the inkling to watch Natural Born Killers. It doesn't happen very often, but every so
Okay.
often, I think I like the last part when they
Don't follow
But-
this.
But
the jail scene. You know,
we have to get back to the Ninja
Yeah, yes, we do.
Turtles.
Yeah.
it's okay.
So
I like the
There's-
doors.
as we're Mr.
editing.
Shredder,
Yeah.
My
Editing.
son,
You do editing.
you must focus.
why the fuck do they take the cape off of his shoulders? Either
To
leave
show-
it
to show
alone
the
or
blade.
take
Right.
it completely
To
off.
show the
I was
They-
telling,
they
I was telling you
didn't-
guys
Shredder
earlier. I thought
butt.
it looked like a trash bag.
They didn't
that
take it off his
like,
shoulders.
bumped
They
off.
just like
No,
they
pushed
just
it back,
they just
yeah.
revealed
They-
the revealed
Well, yeah,
the.
but why do that?
I
Why
figured-
not just take it
For the
completely off
ceremony.
Yeah,
or leave it
not
alone?
just, you know,
Right.
It's just for
he should have
effect.
just dropped
They
it.
take
like
the whole
he was
thing
like
off.
a
It's just for
WWE wrestler
effect.
or
I'm pretty sure
something.
he can't do it himself.
it's for
that's why he-
dramatic
that's why he-
effect.
Yeah, like
what he
because
takes
imagine
the
all
whole
the
thing
Foot
off
Clan
then.
meetings
The
where the Shredder
drama.
tried that, and he's like,
It was a cool
Fuck.
shot.
"Fuck,
You get all tangled
I
up in it
can't
and
do
shit.
it. Tatsu, help me."
His whole costume falls apart when you take the cape off. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, okay.
His whole
So that's
persona,
why they
he,
didn't take it off just yet. They're like, we gotta save it.
he's a sensible man.
He takes it off and he looks like a
Well,
string
I mean,
bean.
I don't know
Yeah,
if he even
kinda.
has the cape throughout the rest of the movie.
No, he doesn't.
Too.
He doesn't.
He does
Like
not.
when he's introduced, the
No, I
cape's
think
there.
it's just in
No.
the
But after
in the
that,
beginning.
he's like walking around without the fucking cape.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
It kind of looks like he's wearing like a
there you go. Like why?
like a curtain or something.
Why
And
makes
what's
at
it
that
the-
point,
what's
just
up
take
with
the whole
that
thing off.
cape
Yeah.
as well, like silver and black, like it looked stupid as fuck. Like, why not just have like a silver to match
It
the
looked like a trash
helmet
bag.
or whatever?
That was a tiger stripe.
You look like a
fucking,
trash
like,
can.
Hefty hag.
Just in general, yeah, like a trash can with a trash bag as a cape.
It's like you expected Oscar to pop out at any
Which is
moment.
perfect because he ended up in a trash compactor. So
That's true.
This whole movie is garbage. I'm kidding.
hey, you
Hey,
fucking
watch
take
out
that
now.
back right now.
Watch out now.
That's later.
Deep cut.
That's for the fourth one.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Like, fucking don't mess with the spreader, okay?
Well, there's I guess this point where the movie takes a turn. You know, the turtles go back to their lair. Obviously, it's been destroyed. Splinter is gone. They go back to April's place, and you find out that that guy Danny. They see he sees the turtles there, like
Yep.
they're like disappearing here and there. And at some point, he reveals to the Shredder.
He
and all
narcs,
them-
yeah.
He narcs on them, and basically they attack. Well, this is when Raphael gets pissed off and he goes up to the roof, and he gets the shit kicked out of him. It's so hardcore when
Dude,
that happens.
I'm really surprised that he fucking like lived through that bullshit because like he got
They fucking
the
threw his ass
living
through the window,
shit kicked
you know?
out
To
of
the
him,
walls.
And all of that. And throughout the whole movie, there was no blood.
Yeah.
He's a turtle.
Oh, that was true. I didn't really see any blood
Well, you
come
see,
out.
like
Yeah.
turtle blood is
Like
translucent,
in general,
so, don't
so
worry
I don't
about it.
understand what the big old deal was on the violence part. You
Yeah,
know?
like through the whole movie, there was absolutely no blood.
No
Yeah,
blood,
again,
no
the
fake
only
blood. You know,
person that really
I think
gets-
they ran out from the budget. You know,
Oh, maybe.
because they got Corey Feldman.
Well, I think if they would have added blood, it probably would have
Right
like
out
bumped up
after
to like
that.
maybe they probably would have had more problems than they already had with just the fucking violence in the movie. You know.
But just,
Again,
just a little bit for effect.
I mean, considering
Yeah,
like
I mean that's normal for
That would've-
any like
there was
action
no
scene
blood
movie.
with this.
What's this
And-
movie rated? Is it
PG.
PG?
It's PG. Yeah.
Maybe if they had blood, maybe it would jump it to PG. I'm not sure, but maybe it would jump it to
Okay,
PG-13,
maybe.
and then they can't get the kids to come see it.
was
I was
this
thinking
around
it was
Then
the
it
already
would
time-
be
13.
pointless.
Was PG-13 already introduced by this time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was,
Yeah.
'cause I was trying to remember.
I think in the
seventies.
70s.
It's Indiana
80s?
Jones. I think it's Raiders.
The PG-13
or
was
is it Temple of
introduced.
Doom? It's one of those that was the first PG.
Probably
It
Temple
was,
because of the
PG-13 was introduced
Oh,
with
heart,
Gremlins.
Yeah, and the brains.
Kalima.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it was already PG-13, so I'm like, it's not gonna change it
You
that
see, well,
much.
look, you're watching it, and you already think it's fucking like PG-13
Right.
because of all this fucking
Yeah, yeah.
dark shit that's in
Yeah,
Well,
actually.
and-
I
I mean,
PG-13.
okay,
And the
like,
kids
it's got
smoking was a
alcohol
big
and smokes.
thing then.
I
Exactly.
think
That's
I
the
think
first-
that's probably why they didn't like the movie and they called it demonic because it was actually
That's
promoting
why-
kids to be smoking and drinking at a fucking young age.
It's
If
probably because
anything,
it's violence directly aimed at kids. Like it's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
these dudes are beating up these other dudes, and it's like a kid's.
Yeah,
it's
so
about a
like,
kid's
what was it
shooting.
with Tatsu
Yeah.
fucking beating up all the foot in that one
it was
scene?
like the Warriors
though?
for
Like,
children.
I'm gonna beat the
teaching
shit out
moment.
of you because you failed me. Ooh.
Oh yeah, when he gets angry or whatever.
Dude, he beats the shit out of those dudes. And actually, that was a good moment for Danny because I think wasn't Danny there in that scene? Like,
Yeah, he was like, oh shit.
and he was just
running.
like,
Yeah, that's when he
oh
ran off.
shit, maybe I need to creep out of this bitch
Like,
and go talk to the
I'm
rats.
gonna say one thing about fucking Danny and his bullshit fucking character.
Yeah.
Like he caused so much fucking trouble.
Why did he need to take that picture? Why did he need?
No, he yeah.
Why did he need the
He,
drawing?
he took
That's
the
so stupid.
he took the picture, but at the end of the fucking movie, he gives April back $20 that he stole from her.
Yeah.
And I was like, is
Oh, I
that it?
saw that.
Is that all that's gonna
That-
like?
that's
That's
all
all.
it takes.
That's all you owe her. You fucking
It's
piece of
good.
shit.
No
nigga.
fucking
We're good,
interest
right?
and
20 bucks,
shit.
we're
I didn't
good.
notice that.
My father's antique shop burned down because of him.
And her house.
I need to
And
pay her
what the
$20
fuck?
for it.
How
he
the
was
fuck
just
But here you go. Just
so,
take care of it.
But all he did was take $20
Put
from
it on
her.
my tab.
I mean, so
Hey, $20 for a lot at that time though.
They're even.
Was it? Didn't he take money from his pops or whatever at one point too? Like, or was it only her?
Oh,
that,
wasn't he like
reached
a
in
trust
his-
fund baby or
I
something
thought,
like that?
I
No,
thought-
well, his dad was the head of the
chief, the
news
editor.
director, the
Editor of
editor-in-chief,
the paper or
editor-in-chief
some
of
shit like that.
the newspaper or something.
So trust fund baby.
Sure.
So, why the fuck did Danny like hang out at that one building to watch the fucking other building burn down? Like,
Because he's a piece of shit.
For dramatic effect.
Yeah.
like why the fuck would the foot
Balls
even
with
like let him
balls.
know like, yo, hey dog, like thanks for the tip. You want to come get a hot seat? Like, hang out at this building. Like, I don't think that happened. It was just like all of a sudden he was there, and it was like it was really jarring in this fucking scene. Like it was bad enough, and then like little cock block motherfucker was right there. Like,
okay,
Or
so we
turtle
really can start
block, I
moving
guess.
faster. We're already an hour in.
Are we an
fuck.
hour in?
And we're still at the
Oh,
first
it's
one.
perfect. It's perfect.
oh well,
You said you wanted 2 hours.
Yeah, but the other two, the last one for sure is going to take.
I
like,
think
like
we're gonna
10,
cut
15
off the
minutes.
half of the first one because it was just you trying to
Oh
fix
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. We were fucking.
But that was like the first 10 minutes, maybe.
We'll stop
yeah,
talking
it
about
was
wasn't
in 10
very
minutes.
long.
Some
It
shit
was-
like
Ray,
10
get
minutes.
ready to edit it, bud.
I checked the time right before we started. It was 5 minutes, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
The longest 5 fucking
Anyways.
minutes of my life. Longer than, the fourth one.
She'll never get them back. also,
Okay,
All right,
so
hats off to you, dude.
We know what you expect now.
so does anyone else have any opinions on Danny?
He sucks.
he fucking sucks. Yeah. Fuck him.
Other than
The
he's-
whole
yeah.
time, like,
Fuck Danny.
Yeah, he's just a piece of shit,
Yeah.
and then all
Yeah,
of a
I don't
sudden
think they really
the cards
need
don't
him. If
fall
they
his
take him out of the
way,
movie.
and he's like, "Oh, never mind. I like you, dudes.
you're cool. Can I have
I'm an
this
innocent
picture?
little boy. It's
Mind
all
you,
good."
getting pizza and eating in their lair while he's chilling and sleeping in there too.
How long was
Yeah,
he in there? That
he
pizza
fucking
went
broke
bad
into
so
their
fast?
place, man.
He
That's
said he was in there for
shitty.
like days.
That part
God
was.
damn.
I actually have some notes on that.
Which
I
when
thought
they
was
said,
bullshit. So is it good? It's like
Would you like your pizza
not
with
it's like
penicillin?
penicillin on your pizza.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they do taps when they like.
Yeah, they do a tap sensor lowering the pizza down.
Fuck yeah, that was such a great scene. Actually, like they should have been like,
So dumb.
"Fuck you, kid! Sword through the gut, like your Foot Clan," and then like
Who leaves pizza
cried
out?
over the pizza.
an asshole.
Yeah, who the fuck leaves pizza out? Like I've got a pizza
Yeah.
in my freezer right now. I'm about
Ate
to
all of that.
cook up. I'm so excited for it.
Does it have anchovies on it?
Oh, come on.
Come on,
Oh, right, yeah. Let me, come on.
there you go.
Fucking, I tell you.
So
Anchovies and mushrooms.
after everything fucking burns to the ground and they have to leave town, they go to April's farmhouse, right?
That she hasn't been there in years.
Which
Yeah,
yeah, it
but
doesn't
it is,
explain
yeah.
really because it's like was she just like maintaining the property with her
I don't even know.
lucrative news reporter funds or
Nothing looked upkept at all.
No.
I mean,
But she
apparently-
said she hasn't been there in like forever. That's
yeah,
why
but dude,
nothing
but the
from
thing
years.
is,
Yeah.
like, she still has the land and the
pay
property,
taxes.
and she's still
Yeah,
fucking
it's
living in
fucking
New York in an apartment
of
that's
fucking
like not
bullshit.
bad, or actually she's maintaining like she's fuck,
Yeah.
okay, she has
The
a
antique store,
business
part-time.
plus an apartment plus a fucking farmhouse. How much do reporters in New York make? Like
She's the real superhero of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking saying.
It's how you survive in New York, kids.
Yeah. Right. Get a real job.
So
And she's
was she
really
making
fucking
like
tough.
Charles, you know? Because
And then,
Charles was like,
And she'll fuck you
I
up
make
with a
enough for
purse.
you and me, Danny, but like,
Oh, you know what? Maybe
but
Danny
April's
did
just
her a
like, I have
favor.
properties here.
She's gonna
and
get a
there,
sweet
I got fucking
insurance check.
money.
That's true.
Oh,
that
What if-
fuck.
What if April O'Neil's behind this whole thing? It was all the cash
April's
and
the
insurance
shredder.
and the-
Don't get me started.
She told Danny.
It's a
Danny told
fucking
Shredder.
insurance
Then boom,
scam.
there you go.
And then
It's insurance.
Wait, fuck, I got it. April's Krang. So there's precedence for Krang in the
Man,
fucking
she's so
first
fucking
movie.
smart. Man.
So this would be considered the adult Teenage Ninja Turtles, right? Where you have
Not
to cheat
yet.
the
It's not adult
IRS
enough yet.
and insurance companies.
that's
That's on the first one. Okay.
Yeah,
That's on
it's
the
coming. Literally,
You know,
figuratively.
It's coming out of their shells.
There was a scene.
And have been doing
the
just
scene in
fine.
the farmhouse when Casey Jones is giving April the rub down and shit.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is after he calls her Broadzilla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
And
I
so it's
think-
like, how
like,
much,
forces
how much
her down
freaking game
on the
does Casey
chair.
Jones have?
Wait, is this on the first one or?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the porn. I was like, she forces her down.
He's like mad at him. And
Yeah,
just like
the porn
forces
in
her to
Danya,
the chair,
he only
like,
rubs her shoulders.
And he rubs
very,
what?
It's very delicate.
Yeah, that was
I didn't remember seeing any
a bit
rubbing.
much.
He rubs her shoulders, but the thing is, as he's rubbing, like it seems like he's like going
Yeah,
lower and lower.
Oh
like, on
yeah,
her chest.
yeah, definitely.
Oh god damn.
And then that's
Trying
when the
to get them
turtles fucking
titties,
come
yeah.
in. Yeah. And then what did they bring out? The fucking turtle wax, which
Yeah.
we'll get to later on too.
the turtle one?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later
Yeah,
as
I
well.
wrote it down. That's like, I like that joke about the turtle one.
I made a note about that.
Yo.
Yeah, put it.
They Donatello and Casey Jones fix up the truck to go
Yeah.
back into town.
Oh,
and
it's-
how the
I like
That
that
was
they
an
were
old
like
ass truck
giving
too.
shit.
That was a fucking like 70s pickup or some shit. It looked awesome.
It wasn't that old then.
It looked old.
but
oh.
then thinking about it now, yeah,
Okay.
it's really old.
Yeah.
But
Well, I thought it was
Okay.
fucking dope that because I love alliteration, I really do.
Oh,
And when they were insulting each other,
It was just
they
like-
were
they
going
ate
through the alphabet. So
Yeah.
it was alliterative in nature. You know,
Yeah, that's a fun.
I should have like written down like what the shit they were calling each other, but it was fucking hilarious.
That's
But
what
they
they're
were just like, no,
fixing
this
the car.
letter,
right?
Yeah,
that
'cause
letter,
what-
this letter,
what-
that letter. Like, oh, what's
what
next?
letter
Oh,
did
G.
they-
Oh, yeah. You know,
Yeah, this is G, right? 'Cause like, what letter are we on next? And
Yeah.
he like, thinks about it, he's like G, and it's like, oh, I forgot what he says too, but then he calls him.
yeah, it fucking worked out.
I just remember he says like hose brain or some shit like that.
Hose brain.
Nose brain,
I
yeah.
think that's where they left off on hose brain.
And so was
Yeah.
that like was the slang of like whore hose back then? So like, you know, you have a hose brain, you know?
I don't know, man. You can make up fucking anything as an insult, you know?
Watch us get sued for like defaming
Just like-
the fucking movie. Like,
it's like almost every movie ever.
They're gonna sue us
They
for nothing.
put in pencil neck.
yeah. yeah. You pencil neck. We know what you mean.
Dick neck.
That's for the fourth one.
Wow,
Right,
he
that's
said
vulgar.
it.
I know, I'm sorry.
How could you?
Anywho, as we're going past this
That's what
point,
they meant.
we go past this part of the movie. They go back into town. And of course, Splinter is all tied up in the Shredder's lair. They. Jesus Christ.
The spreader's lair, maybe. At that
Spreader's
point.
lair. They go
I did
back.
not realize it was that genre.
Yeah.
Ray's just like, I'm losing control of this way too fast.
You're all lucky I don't feel 100% right now.
Daniel.
We're lucky.
Daniel.
Very.
Oh, cheers, bud.
What?
Fuck you
can't
drinking? I can't see that shit.
Cheers.
Like, I have
Barrel
like,
aged 1050.
what?
Barrel aged 1050.
Those are the ones I bought back
have
in
any
fucking
more of those.
February.
Saw that my
You
day.
still have
Jesus Christ! There's.
Damn.
two.
Do you have any more?
There's one more.
I.
Fight.
Rolls like, I want to get trashed.
Fight.
I'm. Oh.
Yeah.
Remember chasing Amy?
Remember chasing Amy.
That's exactly.
Remember the
what I
Eagles.
That was. Just.
Wait till part three.
Oh,
Yeah.
Part three.
Part three. Yeah, part three.
Wait, yeah.
Okay.
I got
Hey, thank you, Ron.
Okay.
That is the most
Thank
rational
for
thing you could have said right
reminding
now.
me.
I
Wait
got some
till
other stuff to
part
bust
3.
out after this.
Wait till part 3. So, as we're getting towards the end of this movie, I guess let's talk
We
about the
skip
very.
a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, sure.
No, we're
Well, I mean, we talked about most of the main points. We had like,
We still have the origin story.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
origin.
we'll talk-
that was my favorite
We'll
part.
talk about that towards the end here.
We should talk about that during the porn parodies. We should compare them.
We
fuck.
let's go towards the end. Does anyone have any like
My
discussion
favorite
about
scene
the
is
very
at the end,
end?
like when Shredder faces off against the turtles. I think I mentioned that in the Anatomy mixtape or whatever. Like when they're on the roof, like celebrating,
Yeah.
and then Shredder just lands,
Yeah, you did, man.
It's really cool.
and
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
it
was the
was.
oh shit moment kind of thing, and I fucking
And
loved
he
it.
like kicks all their asses.
Cowabunga,
They
fuck!
didn't do anything.
He
Yeah.
beats their fucking ass.
Other than the origin story, I only have one more note on this, and that's Ray. When was the last time you cranked to April O'Neil?
Wait, which one?
Well, I mean, you guys watched that video last night, right?
Right? Together?
Well, I would save that towards the end.
Okay.
You what? So like,
I have to really think about that one.
I
man.
should be asking these questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're talking about the end of the movie.
Yes.
Does anyone else have anything to say about the end of the movie? You're talking about Shredder and the battle going on,
no.
and then
Roland had a note that was funny. That was from
Oh.
last night, and I'm going to steal it from you.
Okay.
But
'Cause I
Casey
forgot.
Jones on casual murder.
Oh, right,
Oops.
that. Yeah, that was my favorite
do you
part.
do you
like-
think they did that and they brought him back in part 2 just so they could like alleviate that part?
No.
Because I mean,
But
honestly, it looked like he was fucking
Casey
dead.
a part of part 2.
They could have ended that. Yeah.
He was fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like he was dead. There
He
was no way he
crushed
should have
his
survived that
ass.
shit. You know?
Dude, there's
Yeah,
no way
he
he
was-
should have survived.
freaking pizza.
And that was a brutal. They fucking. If you just squish his
Yeah,
fucking ass,
I
like,
love
You see
that.
his
Yeah,
helmet,
just
like,
oops,
yeah, I go,
like
oh, shit,
crunch,
God,
motherfucker.
He's a
Like,
ninja,
there's no
though.
coming back
all
from that.
the
He's also the Shredder, guys.
All-
So let's put that out there.
But he called himself that. Like, no one went like, "Oh, you're such a badass martial artist. We're gonna call you the Shredder." I'm sure he came up with that
Right.
shit himself. Like,
Granted,
let me put spikes on me and put a goofy
I thought his helmet in the
on
second one was also really badass. Like the way they buzzsawed it out or whatever with all those.
And they add the gold too, right?
Yeah.
The gold
I thought that
Yeah.
was cool.
Even there, I wasn't. Even though I wasn't there for those
I liked the
episodes,
first one.
going back to the first CineQuest episodes, when a ninja dies, they go away.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, what lack of honor
That's not
Shredder
true, though.
had by not dying.
That is
you
true.
know?
that's not true.
That's
It's kind of like a Jedi.
Don't encourage.
That's not
him.
true.
Very true.
I just saw for number 3 episode Ninja 3 Domination. You're a ninja. You don't die. You go into
You
somebody
can only
else.
be killed by another ninja.
Yeah, only a ninja can kill a ninja.
That's the way
Them's
that
the
shit
rules,
works.
alright?
Yep.
Those are the rules.
So there
You
you
go
go.
referencing the
Casey
worst
Jones
fucking
is not a
one.
ninja.
Oh god.
Yeah, Casey Jones isn't a ninja.
The
so-
worst,
you go.
best
Yeah,
ever.
well, I guess. Well, is Shredder a ninja? Is he really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
That's not ninja gear. man.
No, he never declared he was a ninja.
What do you know about ninja
But
fashions
he's a-
now?
He's a
No,
sneaky
but that shit was
bastard.
never declared. It was just like, because in the
Trains
Splinter Origin
ninjas,
story,
so
they talked
Ninja
about how like
Master.
the only rival
So,
that
ninja?
his master had was
Operate
Shredder.
Master?
But they never said that he was a fucking ninja. He could have
No.
been like a fucking Buddhist monk or some shit, you know? They got pissed
He
off.
was
With a really
ninja
bad
neutral.
attitude.
A very
Okay.
good Buddhist
I
monk.
believe in peace.
He's ninja neutral. Okay.
I believe in making
2019.
peace with
It's 1990.
violence.
Ninja neutral.
Right. I will save you by snapping your neck.
So, hey dudes, so we kind of have like episode 1 kind of lined up. You guys want to take a break?
Be-
Because
we
I
still
got
have-
Before we do that,
we still
we're
have
gonna
the
go through
origin story.
the origin story real quick.
Oh,
According to the movie, according to the movie,
I looked it up and
Because
doing
it was
the-
different in the
not
cartoons. and
hold on,
comics, yeah.
not having to do with the cartoons or anything else. Has to do with the movie and the movie alone.
The movie
really
one was
confused
really
me.
good.
It's great. Most of it's.
Yeah, I
I don't
remember
know the real
the
one.
cartoon one, and I did not remember the movie one. So when I watched the movie again, that really confused me.
I'm trying to look
This
for
isn't
it.
how it happened at all.
So the movie one is not the same as the
It's a little different.
original
It's
one.
just a little different. Not completely off from the cartoon, but it's just a little different. I believe we talked about earlier
What are
that
the differences of it?
Splinter was originally a human who got turned
Okay.
into a rat.
Yeah.
He wasn't a rat that got
yeah,
he wasn't a rat.
Well,
that
Human,
just-
yeah.
in the
sure.
cartoon, weren't the turtles also like
Humans?
didn't like
What?
No.
No,
No,
some
no,
guys go
Splinter
pick up
was,
the turtles?
like,
Splinter
yeah.
was. Yeah, that was Splinter. He picked
No,
them up and then like he exposes them to the mutagen.
Oh, okay,
At
okay.
that point.
But
But
Splinter
that's-
was originally a man or
Yeah,
a rat?
he was
No, no,
in the
he was a
cartoon.
dude. That-
Yeah, he was a dude.
Yamato
Yoshi, the guy from the movie, that was Splinter. In
Oh,
the,
okay.
In the
Yeah.
comics and the cartoon.
Yep.
But in the movie, we have
the rat,
the rat,
the pet
in
rat,
his
that-
cage.
The baby rat.
that Bruce
Who can
Lee's
apparently
that shit
read
out.
and learn kung fu,
Yeah,
or
and
sorry,
Latin
ninjutsu.
and all that.
So I have one thing to say about the origin story, and then after that, I was like, okay, this is retarded.
After that.
I really liked how they said
So,
it, though.
who the fuck keeps a rat in a bird cage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like-
that was the thing I was
we
like.
talked about this like initially in the last episode,
No.
where it's like,
I didn't think about
wait a minute, it's like,
No,
why
yeah, it
the
was
fuck?
fucking
Like I
bird
brought
cage.
up like, who the fuck?
I
in their
know we
sane
did, but-
mind
Maybe he
would
was
get a
gay.
rat
This is my
as
notes for
a
this
pet?
episode.
You and I were
And then you
bullshitting
brought
about
up
that,
like
Jamie.
how they're in a bird cage of all fucking
Yeah.
places, like.
Maybe he was gay.
No, because the whole
And then
reason-
Robin Williams comes out and exposes
It's a
him.
rat, not a gerbil.
Oh well, fuck. That's a whole different. God damn it, Danya. Way to come correct, dude.
First of all, I don't even know where to begin. Why we bring up the gerbil?
I think because you stick gerbils up your ass or something.
Right, there we go.
Well,
And
Richard
there's the
Gere
Are you
was
too
in none
young
of
to know
those
that?
movies, guys. So we need to
I
like
think
fucking
I
step
am.
back a little
I
bit.
might be. Oh.
Okay, so the
sighs
origin
of
story
like,
itself, the origin story itself is
No
not any that
reference.
much
Aw.
different. So the similarities are pretty much
15
that.
years ago.
that,
No, sorry.
uh,
Let me do the porn parody. 18 years ago. That was a fuckload of moons ago. An employee of the nuclear power plant jerked off. And it fell into the sewers.
radioactive jizz.
And his radioactive jizz.
This is later, Daniel. This is later.
I know, but like, fuck
Gave
y'all
him a
guys.
growth
Like,
spurt.
It's a teaser.
Both in. Gave him the growth spurt,
Just a tip.
mainly
You know,
in the lower.
I feel like we had already talked about it because we already went through this in mixtape.
Probably.
We talked about the origin stories, but not.
Yeah, we
I mean,
did.
not the differences too much. But
Do you guys know that the origin is like based off of the like Daredevil origin?
that's what I told them.
God damn it. We had a
as well.
chat about that last episode, too.
Oh,
Supposedly,
yeah,
the
Daredevil.
same
I was thinking
chemicals that
Deadpool.
hit Matt
Yeah,
Murdock were the
because
same ones that,
yeah, because what's his name?
were the same ones that
Get close to your mic.
Kevin Eastman and the other guy are like, I'm sorry, the names right here. They're like really big. We're really big like Frank Miller Daredevil fans.
What the fuck are you pointing at, Danya? Oh, okay.
I'm getting fucking allergies. I'm
She's
allergic
crying.
to this fucking bullshit.
We're making
that's
her cry.
rude.
Yeah.
That's why it's the hand.
It's-
You just call it
Daredevil.
No,
That's
the
genetic
origin,
bullshit.
the origin
Yeah.
story. The origin
I was
story.
telling them the lot when we did
Yeah.
the mixtape one is that like I don't know if I heard it from you or I read it from somewhere that said that the original the chemicals
hit
themselves were
Daredevil
from
the same ones
were from
that they
Daredevil
were
or something,
exposed
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they're in the same
Turtles were
universe
supposed
or some
to.
shit.
But they want it to be, but like,
Yeah.
it's not in the Marvel.
No,
Yeah.
it's
universe.
Dark Horse got that. For a
That's,
while. And, before it was Archie, I think, and then
Yes.
and then it was Dark Horse.
Right now, IDW holds the publisher.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Damn, how would you know that?
What? That they? Because I read comic books. So
Yeah.
He did his research.
Hello?
Didn't
You
you?
work at a bookstore? Ah.
yeah, it's because I
Cool.
work at a bookstore.
People that work at bookstores.
So I had no life
I don't
at
know
one
about
point. A
them.
lot of
Bookstores
disposable
have
income,
secrets.
and I like comics.
I bet they do.
Okay, so
I've heard some of them.
Oh.
so we kind of gone casually through the movie as we were going to go through. There's not much you need to go any further than these movies.
No, it's
Any
fucking
kind of
awesome.
political stance that these movies have.
If you haven't seen it,
No.
you like, should.
It is a dark and gritty movie, and I wish that they would have continued this on to the
Yeah.
next ones. But as we'll find
Me
out, they did not.
Nope.
And we will discuss our ratings for this movie at the very end of this episode. Okay, so we just finished talking about the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now we're going to go on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, which, as I've been told, Ron, this is your favorite
Yes,
movie?
this is my favorite movie of all
should.
time.
Mm, shit, I'm gonna ooze all over
I
it.
loved it.
Okay.
This segment
That's
is Ron
later.
But
defends his
I want
childhood.
you to run.
Danya, that's later.
That's for later.
Yes.
Dude, I swear to God, I thought ooze. Really? We're there now.
Ron, can you give us a reason why you think this is your favorite movie?
Why this? Why specifically this one?
Yeah.
Because it's the best one, man. It's like the funniest one. It doesn't have like all that dark, gritty coolness as the first one does, but honestly, in all realness, this is the first one I saw when I was a little kid. So this is like, I watched the shit out of this VHS tape, like all the time. So that's why this movie's like.
This is your fucking childhood right now.
Yeah, before I was, pretentious, good movies like this.
off.
This was like.
But
Way to keep
I
it
know who
classy.
you're directing
No, I'm
it
just fucking
to.
around.
I fucking see you.
100% sophistication.
No, I like the shift in this movie. I mean, obviously, I go more for the drama-driven fucking give me that psychological impairment with that grittiness. But I like that it was a little bit more campy, and there was a shift in the 90s again where now we're listening to hip-hop music. And I like that in a movie when there's camp involved and a bunch of duderinos cowabungaing and eating pizza.
Wait, what were they doing?
Cowabungaing. Cowabungaing. Oh, wait, wrong movie.
That's later. That's later.
Parody, man. Oh,
So-
man, should have been cowabanging at the end of that.
But, I
I think they
mean,
did say that.
there's
No,
still
it was
some
Cowabunga
points that
dudes
I was just like,
and-
not really
no,
into.
this isn't a good movie at all.
Like,
I mean, if you're
artistically
looking at it, like,
speaking.
whether,
Well, any way you want.
but I still love this movie. Like regardless.
It's not the worst one, for sure.
Oh, no,
yeah,
it's
for
not the
sure.
worst
Yeah,
one.
it's not. So
The first 5 minutes were paid by a pizza company.
Domino's.
Yes, the
For sure.
interesting. It makes you want
the
to
sausage company that was the sausage
No,
links that were
before that.
used.
Before that.
Oh, before that.
Yeah, before that.
When
It was all
everyone's, like,
pizza.
eating the pizza.
Yeah, it was like
it's like
a total
everybody-
pizza ad.
always
Yeah, it makes
load
you
up on
wanna
your
eat pizza,
Pepsi
man.
and
So
Domino's.
they
will see it.
fucking
Didn't they-
come
they
in
probably
with
had a
the
combo
fucking
going on
product
for the
placement.
time.
It kind of
again.
reminds me of the
Pretty sure they still do.
Ghostbusters 2, like in the beginning where they're talking about the Ghostbusters and everything.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
saved the world pretty much and stuff, but for pizza.
I do anything for pizza.
Surprisingly, that Pizza Hut, they tried to get Pizza Hut as a sponsor
Well, I mean, Ghostbusters
initially,
is
but
connected to
they
the
were
Astros
kind of
to start
they
with.
refused, and the most they could get was like Burger King.
But Pizza Hut sponsored them in between.
Yeah, for that tour, which is weird. But for this one, they got a different director. And his name was Michael Pressman, and they also got the same Jim Henson creature effects people. Jim Henson had died by this time, so his son was the one that was like taking over this one. They were kind of annoyed with the loss of Steve Barron, which was the director of the first one, because they wanted the same kind of type of movie. But they got a bunch of people that would like make this a little bit more campy, a little bit more light in the lighthearted.
Family
Probably for the
friendly.
kids. Yeah, it has to be
mostly.
so that
It was.
the kids can go see
You
it.
do, yeah.
There were a lot of complaints with the first movie from parents that it was too violent, and that's why in this one they don't use their weapons. They very rarely they do, and at some point they
They just use sausages.
They use they use the sausages in the beginning.
Combat.
That was-
core,
Very
cold
good.
cuts.
That was the strongest weapon they used in the whole movie.
Apple bitch's necklace.
Both
that
in the
scene,
second and the
it was,
fourth.
Jamie, because like no weapons were used otherwise.
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was all just ass kickery.
Yeah, that,
Well, no,
when they're
I
fighting
think-
them all. That whole part's sick.
No, I think in
beginning
one
scene,
scene
yeah.
of the second one though, doesn't one of them throw the sword or the fucking whatever?
The katana? The sai?
No, it was in,
No.
I think
Oh,
it,
man,
it
I
might
can't
have been part
remember.
2 when Raph did throw his side and it broke a
Yeah.
fucking light. But like,
Yeah,
whatever.
that
He's
one. Yeah,
always
because they were
throwing
like
something and
taunting
breaking
him
shit.
about like, oh look, it's April, and then like
gets
threw it,
angry.
and just like, well,
Oh,
dude,
that was part
chill.
one, dude. That was part 1.
Yeah, that was in part one.
He does it again in the third.
That was in part one.
Yeah,
In the intro.
No,
Yeah.
that was
when
in
they're,
part
when
two.
they,
Thinking of the third one,
they're in
then.
the apartment.
Because they have
It
the
was
intro
in the
there.
in the N-word turtles.
It was part 3 when he was pissed off because
Well,
he was
that's
like, we're
different.
training
No,
all the
he's
time.
pissed
It's like,
off.
no one knows
We're
what
dancing
we
and having
are.
a good time, and I'm all of a
We're not
sudden
talking about
fucking
that one,
getting
right?
bitchy about it.
I haven't seen that
No,
one.
Yeah,
but
he
like,
breaks
what was
the-
the
breaks
other
the radio.
scene from the third movie that was
Yeah,
relevant
so
to
like
Adania's
he's
story?
fucking done this before, or like throughout the whole damn thing. So angry. Instead of throwing a punch at someone, he breaks other people's shit. I guess. Instead.
Yeah, and the turtles are like, fuck, now our
Really?
pizza budget's fucked because now we have to buy a light bulb.
Exactly. Like we're gonna have to fucking save up for the next 10 months to put the fucking shit together.
Damn, we gotta
It
get
gets
this from the
flushed-
rent money.
Exactly. Like when's the
Yeah,
next time
New
they're
York
gonna
problems.
Flush
Yeah.
down some trio tubes to the toilet so that they can put this garbage together. That was something that I was trying to remember about the third one actually, which I guess I shouldn't really go into.
But with part 2,
Not
By
yet.
Donatello,
My
your
absolute-
favorite being a moron, so yeah.
well, fuck you.
Yeah.
But back to part 2, my favorite scene in that movie happens towards the beginning. But it's when Michelangelo is caught cheating on his fucking flips.
Oh yes.
We're sitting there jumping and doing like clapping.
Oh yeah.
25, like 26. So I wonder how many kids were like fucking influenced by that. Like
They're like
shit,
fitness.
The best one.
Is-
Maybe I could fucking
The
cheat with
smart
that.
ones.
Fitness
missed
is the
what
new
happened
cigarette.
there.
Shit, I can learn something.
When I watched it, I was doing stuff around the house, so I missed what happened there. But I was like, "What is like? What is he talking about?" When when
Yeah. No, because like,
Splinter said that he was
Michelangelo
cheating or
told
something like
by
that?
Splinter to go do like 20 flips or some shit, and he just like at one point he's like doing them, and then later he's just like sitting there like jumping in place and clapping.
and that was
like-
even that was a weird thing about the movie is that Splinter kept like making him do flips.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were always
I
doing
like that
flips
because it was
within
just dumb
scenes.
stuff like, hey, you're
But it's
being a little
discipline,
close.
yo.
Yeah,
20
exactly.
flips.
Instead of
Wasn't
punishing
that the
stuff they
fucking
always
ending,
use
too?
spanked.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think he had to
fucking
like get
flip.
him to do some kind of
This is their punishment.
punishment
you're being a
because-
It was all to
little
pay
bitch,
off
you
the
know,
joke
like-
at the end.
yeah.
It was all to pay off. The
It was
end joke.
the end joke. It was a fucking end, and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blanking
So
on that,
clever
for
writers,
sure.
yos.
Yeah.
There was a
it
lot of
wasn't
dad jokes in this
garbage.
fucking movie. I don't know if you guys caught those. Like they kept making those fucking jab jokes.
Which one?
The dad
Dad
jokes.
jokes.
Like puns. Lots of
you-
fucking puns in this movie. You guys didn't
Okay,
catch those
so
puns?
it's like-
Trying to remember
two.
a lot of
Probably did at the time, but I don't remember them.
Yeah, I don't remember. At the moment now, I don't.
Ooh,
Well,
Damn, dead brain cells.
can't back up your claim, man. I don't know.
No
Yeah,
factual
like,
evidence. I
there's
failed
no,
as my
uh,
fucking
on you,
historian
yo.
career.
Alright, you can look it up later.
So, should I just turn her?
There are no dad jokes in this.
There was a
obviously.
lot of dad jokes.
But before that fucking
Obviously.
You're not gonna
There's just a lot
fucking.
of
I
bad
watched this
jokes
movie
mostly,
3 times. Not really. I just had it playing in the background, and I heard those
3?
puns. 3,
Wow.
maybe 5.
It's dedication.
Does have a,
I was really trying to
So
get
it's-
it. You know, I would just take glances
Like
at
an average
sometimes.
is maybe 4.
Average of 4. Yeah.
I watched each one once.
Did you?
Fucking
But did
Kino,
you sit down and
though,
watch them though?
Oh,
The first
Kino?
two.
Oh,
Ha.
respect.
Yeah, this is the first time we get our introduction to Kino, which is
he is such a sexist pig. So like his
Oh,
first
the first-
interaction
the
trying
first-
to pick up some bitches.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have it written down
Oh,
here
right,
like
yeah.
verbatim.
Go for it.
Hey ladies, which one of you lucky girls gets to ride home with me tonight or ride with me tonight? Then the chick's like, dream on, dweeb. Kino responds, yeah,
Sharp as fuck.
okay, but when I do, I'll dream of something a little thinner.
It's fucking awesome.
Classic Kino, man.
Like a badass. Just like, hey,
Classic
you know what? It's
Kino.
cool.
how old do you think Kino is in this movie?
I don't know. He has to be like in his 20s, right? You say how old he is?
Yeah, how old he
He
is.
has to be
yeah.
like in his 20s, yeah. Like the character or the
as
actor?
yeah.
Well, just in general, like I guess the character himself. He's got to be like in early 20s,
Character.
right? Yeah.
Late teens, yo.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You think
late
late
teens for the
teens?
character, but the actor, yeah.
Oh, probably.
Well, maybe late teens
both
because
of
of
them are
just the
late
way he
teens in that,
reacts,
but-
or
Maybe like 18, 19.
the way.
Well, I mean, come on, like later, like
Yeah, the character, yeah.
that's
Yo,
what I was thinking.
he's so
18,
stupid as a little kid. He's not in his early 20s. I guarantee that.
No, but he's on the cusp of
Because
stupid.
he fucking when he's like when
Like
the
18,
shit's going down and he has to go warn the guys, he's like,
I did a lot.
April, Brad, or sorry, Michael, Michelangelo, Leonardo. He fucking like totally like outs all of the dudes that should be living there.
Yeah, he's like says all their names like out in the open.
And then later in that movie, when the professor leaves his like send off note to April for the news or whatever, and he like lists them out by name. And then it says, you know, thanks, dudes, or whatever at the end. Like, man, fuck that, dude. Like, all these people are like narking on these turtles. And people are like, because think about like the paranormal researchers in like New York City. Like, people like look in the weird phenomenon and they see these like articles like, this ninja clan just got their ass whipped and arrested. But like, who
Bill
whipped their
Murray covered it in this
asses?
fucking show on
And then all of a
Ghostbusters.
sudden, like,
You still
ooh,
know
these
all that
names
shit's
are out
connected.
there. And then they go back to April. Then they start like harassing her ass. Like, dude, it's these people aren't like looking out for the Ninja Turtles' best
Damn.
interests. Like,
I think everyone wants to be the first person to claim that they've seen him, whether they know them, you know.
yeah, but guess what? It's April, so suck it, y'all.
Yeah.
By the way,
And the fourth one.
her apartment is way nicer than the other one.
yeah, she has. Well, no, she's the highest
Yeah.
paid.
At that point,
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end of
yeah,
the
like,
first
she's
movie.
a-
Plus
Yeah,
the insurance
she's-
money.
yeah.
Huh?
Plus the insurance money.
Plus,
That's
yeah,
true.
plus the
Insurance
insurance
money, that's
money.
right.
Yeah.
She's like, it was kind of like
Banking.
my friend's fault my shit burned down, but like I got bank now, so fuck it.
Bigger apartment.
Bigger,
Dude,
nicer
that place
apartment.
was
Yeah.
sweet, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
2 stories, man.
I like
two
that.
stories
it is.
on,
It's two
like,
stories.
the
Stories.
roof,
Those are
too.
always cool.
Like, so, like, goddamn, that was a condo. That wasn't an apartment. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and see, I feel like the budget was cut down a lot more for this one
I think it
because
was.
How
Yeah.
so?
Well,
just-
They spent it different places. I feel.
yeah, I feel
they-
like yeah.
they actually spent more of the money on musical acts. You know who I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
Vanilla Ice ain't cheap,
yeah,
dude.
Vanilla Ice,
He's
dude.
not cheap.
At that
then
time,
he
it
was.
was not
He
cheap.
was
Back then he
not-
was.
And V-Ice's the current was like.
I guess he's cheap now.
Still making
25
money
mil.
off of
But,
it now, so
Yeah, back then, like, you want to get Vanilla Ice on that, you got to pay like top dollar for that shit.
Yeah, he was a
I
little
mean-
bit more expensive than Corey
I think they
Feldman.
spent most of their money on the animatronics, Vanilla Ice, and maybe
pizza.
Corey Feldman.
They
yeah.
saved money on not getting Corey Feldman.
Yeah, by
Yeah, that's
getting
true,
Vanilla
yeah.
Ice.
That was part 3, actually, where Corey Feldman was not the voice.
No. Corey Feldman was not the voice in part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, they saved
shit.
money by not having Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman was like probably like more of the top person paid.
Well,
in that.
Vanilla
Corey
Ice
Feldman,
took
he
Corey
should totally
Feldman's spot.
become relevant again and retract his statements where he went back on his previous statements about Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
because
one.
Corey Feldman was like a big he was just like, no, there's no way Michael could have done that, and then he was like, yeah.
Well, I think what would happen was that since they were like filming so quickly after the first one, he had already had prior engagements. So a lot of the people that
Yeah.
were involved in the second one weren't involved in this one because since they were filming so quickly, like they had to do something else.
Yeah, I think it was Ralph's voice
So
was
what was
completely
Ju- what
different.
Jude
It
Hope
was,
doing
yeah.
at the time, apart,
I think all of their voices were a little bit less they're a little bit more I would say for their time. Kind of more
I think it was Ralph's that seemed so much more New Yorker.
Yeah. I feel
Well,
like
he was
he-
super New Yorker in the first one, hey, yo, where all the other guys were like, hey, dude,
It really struck me in the second one that I didn't remember him being that New Yorker in the first one.
I don't think he
He
was.
totally had because he had that attitude plus when he think about if you watch it and watch his interaction with Casey Jones, when they first threw down or whatever, yeah. I think you'll find that the New Yorker was in him already.
I will have to rewatch
Dude, I'm
the
looking
first
at my
one to
notes
see
and
that.
I'm seeing that there is this one scene in the lab when the ninjas come out. The ones in black.
You mean the
though.
Foot Clan?
Yeah, the
the
Foot
Wait,
Clan.
Fucking
when the
Foot
foot
Clan.
pops out, when the professor's disposing of the last thing of Ooze, or when the turtles come out, because that was a long scene.
Oh yeah,
And
you have
important
where
scene in
the professor's disposing the ooze and they get the last one. Tatsu gets the last one,
There.
and then the turtles come in.
vanish.
Yeah, the turtles come in, and then they're trying to hack
So
the
fucking
computer.
well,
yeah.
thank
Hold
you.
on, what
That's
was it?
something I want to talk
That
about.
was my
in this
favorite
cast.
scene.
was
The
after all
fucking
the
fight
I have
scenes
it
were
right now.
hilarious.
Really?
When he says Donatello says in the computer, if the
I think in one part he
Oh, Jesus
closes
Christ, he
something
makes up
with
so
his
much
head, or he
bullshit.
Yeah, I
hits
have
some
it-
guy in the
I wrote it
nuts
down.
with his head. I saw that. For real. I didn't dream it.
What was your notes, Ron?
it's
Nothing to
Donatello's making up some crazy, not even true computer shit.
The
He's just-
cosine of the flange.
If
Oh,
the
yeah,
database-
yeah, yeah.
Mixed
If
with
the database is coded, the whole system can go down.
Yeah.
So that was the
And it's
risk
well,
of him
everything is
hacking. He's
coded,
like, can you get into the
motherfucker.
files?
How do you think computer programs work?
this is a
And
Unix system.
on that note, when in part 3, but this is not it's just to add to the point, when he gets that radio or whatever, he's like, it's a transistor nonsense bullshit
Oh,
made of
I
words
wrote that
put
one
together
down,
sounds
dude.
Science.
I wrote this dumb shit down. When he got a super androdyne radio with trio tubes.
Fuck yes.
You fucking ass munch. That means nothing.
Well, and then
Trio tubes are a thing, sure. But fuck off.
Yeah.
when they first
Try
appear in the
those
lab,
Gnarly.
I
Fuck
dare
off,
you to
Donnie.
fucking Google androdyne. You're just gonna get all kinds of fun porn.
well, then,
gotta
after
be
that shit,
ass munch.
then so they appear in the lab and they're like, "Oh, where do you put the quarters?"
Oh, it looks like it's an arcade.
Well, the best line of that whole fucking, or one of the best lines of that, lab assault scene was
Yeah.
when the turtles first pop onto the roof. And I think it's Mikey who's like, I love this spy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, they had a lot of those fucking funny lines that I fucking lived
Dude,
for.
they
They
did,
really
man.
gave my childhood, I felt that in my childhood. And so I gave it a
Like
point for that in
to-
my rating. I was like, all right, this makes me feel like I'm in the 90s again. I'm a kid and I'm saying all these stupid shit like they're saying it. Groovy.
So we jumped ahead of this part, but like in the
Cowabunga.
initial fight scene with the robbers, and Mikey first pulls out the sausages to fucking use his
Dude, whose favorite scene is not that favorite scene? That's everybody's favorite scene.
Was there more to the movie?
It's not my favorite scene.
Right,
Just my favorite scene.
aside from that
Later, I was
scene.
gonna go to that one, but I read my notes and I was like, oh wait a minute, like that one. When fucking Mikey throws the robber over the counter,
Yeah.
and it says the missing links. Or the missing links. And it says,
Yeah, that was awesome.
Those are the
Cold
puns I'm
cut.
talking about,
really-
dude.
So dumb.
Missing link.
Missing link. Fuck, it was fucking hilarious.
As he grabs the
Fucking
sausages,
funny.
Yeah, combat cold cuts. Shit out of those guys with that shit. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, those are the lines I lived for. So I was like, A+, JK.
Okay,
So in the early scenes too, so I wonder about New York because they're trying to depict like New York as it was in the early '90s, and did people actually dress up like the fucking asshole neighbors of April's when she shows up to like get in the apartment the first time? And there's
Oh,
two neighbors who are
like, yeah.
you're like what is it?
The aerobics, right?
Aerobics, yeah, they're like the aerobics nonsense or whatever.
Yeah, they
And-
actually were
pants
dressing
and
like
shirt.
that.
I feel like
at
they
the
like had
time.
just come from Broadway or something.
But they were leaving their fucking apartment. How were they coming from Broadway?
Or they going to Broadway.
Jamie?
They
Is
were
that
going
what you
to
meant?
Broadway, yeah.
Like, come correct.
I didn't realize they were leaving at the time, but
No, they were.
I thought it was
Yeah.
just like a.
But
Like,
I
you
thought
know
they were coming back
from
also.
Broadway.
living in a fancy ass of a condo
Or just
or
walking by or
apartment mansion
something.
whatever the fuck.
No,
You
they're coming
You gotta
out.
live around shitheads.
Yeah, they were like leaving the apartment to go do some
the
shit,
assholes.
and the
They
chick
looked
was
all
like holding a
fancy
package.
pants.
of some sort.
Oh, they
Well,
fucking talk that way too.
to me it seemed like they were going to
Heads up their
Broadway.
asses. They could have. Sure.
Well, way
what's
to
it matter?
come
They're
crash,
fucking
Jamie.
yuppie pricks, you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They
and so
looked
it's
all-
like I was wondering. I was like, did people actually fucking dress like that? Because that's
Oh.
crazy.
I think if you're like upper New
Yeah.
York,
Yeah.
Manhattan type people, like
or just a
American
shithead in
Psycho type
general,
of folks, like
People
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
You're gonna wanna.
yeah.
You're gonna be a sharp dressed ass wipe. Yeah.
So I was actually surprised when we saw it when this movie came out that just nobody mentioned Casey Jones
Yeah.
like at all.
He
That was
wasn't there.
fucking
It was
lame.
Just
bullshit.
wasn't there at all, which was kind of a missing part of this whole movie because I mean it would have been really cool, but again, his
Well, they
dark,
saved him for
gritty
the third
character would
one.
not have gone well with this whole lighthearted cartoonness going on with this
Yeah.
movie. You know,
I think that might have been like a deletion from like the first one, aside from the grittiness and the
They're
violence.
trying to tone it all
Yeah.
down.
Air quotes.
and as far as the TGRI company, was that part of the cartoon?
You mean engine?
Yeah. Both of those.
Did you mean engine?
Engine? What do you mean?
It means a
That's
really
next
bad
CineQuest,
joke.
guys.
Back your ass up, Ray.
The fuck
I
are you
already said
talking
that
about?
last episode.
I already
Jurassic
said that
Park.
earlier. Thank you, but good,
I
Jamie.
brought it up the first time though, so
Fine.
fuck you.
Granted, I'll give you that, but I'm there with you, and this moron's spacing. So sorry. It's all
Well,
fine.
then come
It's all
on,
fine.
give me some more about this movie, man. Like,
Yeah, Ron, this is like your
My
So,
favorite.
Fucking jam.
Actually, the
This is
favorite
your
part I had
kryptonite.
to this was like my brother and I bought the action figures, and the shit I loved was Trent Reznor. Well, the
Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor.
I was
yeah.
9 Inch
Christ.
Nails.
That was a Nine Inch Nails action
Yes.
figure.
What?
Ah, fuck balls.
Shit.
And
Did you
where
get
can I
a
find
Vanilla
that?
Ice one too?
Limited edition.
It's on my list.
With the animatronic like pelvic thrust or something.
I pay extra for action.
Ice, ice.
It was okay up until that point, Jamie. Thank you. Oh. No, yeah. So like we got like I bought a lot of the action figures or whatever when I was little. I had the Super Shredder and like a few of the other ones, but
Speaking
they
of
were
Super
fucking awesome,
Shredders,
man.
Sorry,
like I had the
Roland,
one that
but-
were like the transforming ones. So like they
Oh,
had
wait.
some that ran from what were the names of the fucking characters? The I'm spacing right now on that crap.
Toka and Razor.
Thank you. So like I had I think my brother owned the snapping turtle and I had the wolf, and it's fucking awesome.
Did you get them because of the movie or?
Yeah. And I saw them too. I was like, hey, cool. Like $10, sure. Just throw it in the
$10
bag.
for each one or?
Yeah. That's about as much as you can waste on any of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
given.
how much they about go
It's like,
for.
especially back then, they should have been like 5.
No, because these ones were fucking cool. They transformed and all this extra shit, so you gotta pay some more for that.
It transformed into what?
Well, like, so they had the ones where I think it was like the dog would transform into like, you know, his mutant bit.
Oh,
and the other one was like
oh.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Now, yeah.
he'd turn into the full sized.
They had the turtles too.
That
right? Where they
is
turned
some
into turtles?
fancy
Yeah, I had
shit
those.
right
Yeah.
there.
And like I had some of the ones that would backflip on their own, or like their heads would pop out.
Dude,
or
I
like,
remember the backflipping fucking turtles.
Those were-
Yeah, that's $10 worth.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that is.
just from the
garbage.
fucking
That's not what I was picturing.
this is what I got for like good grades. And
That's
not being a complete
$20 right
prick when I
now,
was-
maybe
I was
40.
little.
Dude, I
could
fucking
buy
remember that.
garbage like this. It
So-
was awesome.
there was one form of the action figures, and I only had, I think it was Leonardo for it, but they came with fucking these like strips
Okay.
that you
like
inserted
pulled
in the
through
back
them
of
or
their
whatever,
shell.
and like do
You
their zip
pulled them
line.
through, and they said shit.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Yeah,
Just like screaming
like,
out,
they
"Go
were fucking
guys!"
wild, man.
Something random.
Yeah, I think I had like a set of just the plain ones, and then I had a set of one that like the shells would open up, and like that's where like the side
Yeah. Oh.
stuff would go.
Oh,
Little
you
And
know,
then I had
think
one
back to
by
when I was,
itself that
4
had
or
a button on the
5, when I
side.
had just like the turtles based off the cartoon.
Yeah, this is
Aren't
probably
they-
what I
aren't
had.
they all? They
And
were
those
all
were
like
ill
mostly.
as fuck because they came with the right
think.
tools or like weapons, I guess.
I need my
They were
tools.
tools for them, you know, like, you know, because like
My-
their lifestyle and everything they know is like to be ninjas. And so, like, yes, they may be carrying what we conceive as weapons, but they're just tools for them to be ninjas.
Okay, man.
And I'm going to call bullshit on the earlier comic because based on the movies and cartoon and shit, the turtles were fucking masters of their environment, basically. You know, they could use like
Ninjas.
anything as a fucking weapon. They would trade off weapons and stuff. So how in the original comic was it like really clear? Because like, how did you know from scene to scene? Because like maybe like Donnie and fucking Raph traded weapons like before they jumped to the next pane.
Originally,
Like, we
you
don't
didn't because,
know.
like, remember they were all painted the same fucking color, or their headbands. They were
No,
all
their
red.
headbands were red.
The
Yeah,
only difference
exactly.
was the
So like if
weapons.
they
So,
trade
like,
weapons
as far as that goes,
and like
you
happen to
wouldn't
like
be
hang
able
out in the
to.
same a different place, like
Nah,
how are you
yeah.
supposed to know which turtle is which?
You don't suck it. I mean,
No,
Well,
I
that's
think
why
it's
they
part of
changed
the fun.
that after
I
the
thought they
fact.
changed it as an accident, and then it just sort of stuck and worked out.
That's for the
because-
cartoon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intentional why they changed
It
it.
was probably more so you'd remember their names, so you could actually tell which one was doing
you
which.
give a
And
It's so
This
they can
is way
sell
too
4
complicated
action figures
otherwise. They all
instead
look
of
the
just
same,
one.
but they have
yeah,
really fucking
Yeah,
long ass
thank you, Ron.
names.
It's all about
Sure.
choice, bud.
yeah. I also had one like you push the button on the side, like you push it a couple times, and then he had like a manhole cover
Oh
It
no!
became-
slash pizza thing
Inch.
that you'd set on the floor
a
and like,
launcher?
let go, and you'd spin.
Fuck, dude.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah. That's fucking
was.
dope as fuck.
I mean, does anyone like? Speaking of the movie, does anyone like Kino's character a lot? I mean, he kind of gets annoying after a while
He was pretty
with
annoying.
his bullshit.
He's a whiny bitch. You know, like
I know he has
he's
like
supposed
he
to
has good
He's the
intentions,
whiny
but
bitch comic
but
relief.
he fucking listens to Raph though when it's important.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
he did.
The whiny
Yeah,
bitch
yeah, he
comic
kinda
relief
does
that
his own
learns
thing,
life
He seemed like real whiny the
Good
whole
for
time,
him.
but then like he would jump into things too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that a
but,
lot.
but when Raph was like, "Go, kid," you know, fuck off. Like, I realize I'm about to get my ass whipped, but like, fucking go. Like, tell my brothers about this shit.
Yeah, that was
Like,
stupid as
I think
fuck.
Kino kind of shined, you know.
Well, then he comes back anyway and
No,
tries to
no.
jump in.
They should have just left Kino there, take the fucking hit.
You know, they should just like fucking.
Rob
like-
should have fucked off, be like, laters.
So, if I were one of the Turtle brothers, like when Kino gets the news or whatever, it's like, all right, where's this kid? Find him, fucking tie him to a fucking telephone pole, and then take off. You know, like because like you're trouble, dude. Because you went through with this plan of our brothers, which was misguided, to like get you to get recruited by the Foot in the new Foot Recruitment Center. Like you're obviously fucked, kid, because like Raph's plan was fucked, and you're just gonna interfere because you've already come this far. So like, I will say, plot hole to the intelligence of Donnie, Leo, and Mikey.
So basically everyone.
Well, yeah, and Raph was already fucked to have
Why
that
not
in the
just
first
throw him
place.
in
But
there?
think about how that movie would
he's
have
dope.
progressed if, like, Raph and Kino didn't do that bullshit. Like, it'd be like a 17-hour-long movie where the turtles are like, shit, maybe the Shredder's here. And then finally, in the last, like, you know, Mikey goes, what about the dumpster, dude? Because that's the last time we saw him in a garbage truck. And,
Oh yeah, like brilliant idea. Jeez, why didn't we?
But I
think
mean, they would have thought that Casey Jones killed him right now. You know, like
yeah, but
And you know what's
the thing is,
surprising? Like,
if they have, like, yeah.
how did the Shredder get his fucking helmet after we saw it completely crushed in the first one?
I mean,
And it's still fit on top of his fucking
Importantly,
head.
how did the entire
It's called the
Shredder
blacksmith.
morph? Because like
bent into
his
his head.
armor, helmet,
Stuck
everything
with it
changed
forever.
with the ooze.
Yeah, I actually
But
had that in my notes
if
too.
that followed, then the canisters that the fucking TGRI ooze would have been held in would have been fucking mutated too.
Yeah, I actually had that in my notes too. That it made his armor grow. What the
Oh
fuck?
yeah, I saw.
that
Yeah,
was awesome.
I see that.
Roid Shredder.
You know, it's mutagens. You know, it's gonna. What if it's like specifically on the metals that are on his shoulders?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that,
of course,
those
of course.
parts,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Contact. Boom. It's
Well,
There was a
why
purpose
didn't
to
the
that one
pizza
first
that the ooze
scene.
contacted with when it crashed in front of the turtles change.
It didn't have enough time. They ate it too quickly, and then they're fucked. So there we go.
Way to defend, Roland. Oh,
You're welcome. Exactly. Destroyed your question with a shitty answer. You're welcome. Shitty, somewhat plausible answer.
Okay, so as the TGRI people, like, they capture the fucking professor and they bring him to the lair to make these characters, Toka and Razor. They fight the turtles. They don't have much. I don't know.
As he says, they're infants.
Yeah, they're
They're
infants. They
babies.
can't
What are you
make
gonna
too
do?
many
They're just gonna
moves. I
eat
mean, they're
shit
just like
everywhere.
brute strength, you know, right?
Yeah.
And I forgot about this part. The turtles make, what do they make to, like, either to make them go?
They give them
small?
donuts.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's-
But
Oh,
the
yeah.
donuts have the
It's
little
some
ice
sort of,
cubes.
like,
It's like a
mixed in.
jizz filled
concoction
donut.
that the professor comes up with.
Yeah, he
And
puts it in the ice cubes and they mix
put
them
it
in the
ice
donuts.
cube trays, but it wasn't specified because I was curious about that because, like,
They just appear.
I always wondered how Razor was so smart to figure out that they're being duped because they never had a donut before. So, like, why wouldn't that cold bit be in there? But all Donatello says, like, what if we put in ice cube trays? He didn't imply freezing, but just like to let
To
them
mold them.
congeal.
The,
or whatever
the
fuck.
reasoning
And then
is strong
it seemed
with
like
you
they
in this,
kind
Daniel.
of went past
I
that
see
anyway. Like,
there.
oh no, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's like they're
I
gonna
know.
inject them or
I
something.
get that. They should be doper, but again, because plot, and this has to fucking find
Yeah,
a
you gotta
thing to
fucking
go
find the
with.
story into this.
Like, you're
But it
right,
still
Daniel.
worked.
What the fuck? Why? No. You're
It
right.
still fucking worked though.
Right.
It did
Yeah.
work because they ate that one.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one.
But again,
Actually,
like,
And,
maybe
oh,
they
wait,
needed
isn't that
more. You know,
fucked up, though,
isn't that
like they were like, you know, Donnie and the fucking professor were like, oh yeah, we'll use fucking fire suppressors to, like, put the
Oh,
carbon
the
dioxide in
CO2.
them.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that have fucking killed them? All
these people-
It wasn't even CO2
Their,
fire
original
signature.
soul, like, their
wouldn't that have
lungs would
suffocated
probably
them?
crystallize
Because,
or something like that
CO2 in the
instantly.
body is bad.
Yeah.
That's why we expel
Yeah.
it.
They
You know,
breathed
like,
it in.
fuck.
They were just,
Like, fucking turtles, man. That was savage of those people.
in the
Like,
middle
no,
of the day.
seriously, it would
Yeah.
have fucking probably killed them. And that's fucked up.
As Vanilla Ice is
Because,
singing.
and the
Yeah.
Right.
because when the Shredder was like, I'm going to kill these fuckers because they're fucking babies, he was like, no, they're living beings.
I love them.
Right? Everybody has the right to live.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Pro-life.
like, that fucking professor went 180 real quick on that bullshit, you know, like, fuck you, conscientious objector. You're about to kill these guys with fucking fire suppressors. Good job, dude. Way to use your PhD. And as Raph said earlier in the movie, this guy's clearly a PhD student or, like, receiver or whatever the fuck. Like, sorry, I'm a little hammered and can't remember exactly verbatim what it is, but...
Okay, let's kind of discuss a little bit about the real climax of the movie, which is the performance of Vanilla Ice.
Are we at the
That's later, Ray. That's
Part
later.
4?
Is it really?
That's
Nah.
actually almost towards the ending, and I
yeah.
can't believe the climax is that one.
That is the climax.
It's like, wow, I have been waiting.
That's where most of that's where most of the money was spent right there.
Yeah,
guys.
think about movie
That's
4
where
again.
this is the part of the movie that they were like
Porn
banking on the whole time. All the money went to this particular scene. Yeah,
Clearly.
Vanilla Ice singing the ninja rap.
Yeah.
I like how all this shit's going down
Sadness.
during that night when they're in the club. And like Vanilla Ice and his crew, they kind of seem like, oh shit, like maybe we should get off the stage.
Right.
But then that beat comes on and they're just like, man, fuck it, let's go out there. Everybody.
Go,
What was
go,
funny is
go,
that the beat
ninja.
was already going when the trolls crashed in.
Well, and
So
then
it's like all of a sudden, like it was a
Well,
they got to come too,
So
you
I
know?
think he was
Boom, beats up
plotting
again,
as a
let's go.
performer in the movie, where he's like,
fucking awesome.
"Oh, here's this song that I already have, and now I just have to like,
Product
talk about, like,
placement.
No man, that was all freestyle right there.
all
That was all
Nah.
freestyle.
Not. It was
He
not
was-
because that beat was already playing when they crashed in the fucking club.
Well, he was like, he saw these ninjas fighting, and he's like, man, I'm about to spit fire on these motherfuckers
What
over
is
here.
it? You ever see a turtle get down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to
and-
capitalize.
and then
'cause
be
I
like
haven't.
promoters like, did you hire extras? I didn't hire extras.
Yeah,
Call the police.
Call the police.
Call the police
These
now.
extras come
What would you call the
from
police?
police,
They love
yeah.
them.
They like it.
They love them.
And you know, surprisingly, like all the people on the dance floor, like they're all freaked out and they're just like, oh
for
shit,
half a
yeah.
second.
No, but that one guy was like, he's like, when you look at those
Drugs kicked in.
costumes, it kind of, it's kind of like Superman, the 79, is it the first Superman movie? Where like he comes up and he's like, "That's a fly outfit." No,
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like a call to that.
Oh, so dudes, I want to back up a little bit
Tip
because I
top
want
of
to
the
make fun of the scientists of TGRI when they were taking the measurements of the fucking dandelion. How imprecise they were. It's like, well, no wonder they lost these fucking canisters that started this whole like bullshit.
And they just grabbed those flowers too. Like it's
yeah,
it's
they're just like, okay, I put my hands on it.
taped
It's
off,
fine.
Probably irradiated as fuck,
contaminated
yeah.
area.
More than
just
likely,
like,
have
let me
like,
grab this with my bare hands.
congratulations, you have every kind of cancer ever. Hey,
But that was out of the contaminated area though.
It was out.
Oh,
it's
but
like
it was
closed off,
okay.
isn't
So they fucked
it?
up
Oh no,
and
it
they.
was out. You're right.
It was still.
Because that's
Yeah,
why
'cause
they
that's
made a big deal about it.
That's when
because
he goes
it wasn't
like,
the contaminated
how did we
area.
miss
Fuck,
this?
we better get
Yeah.
this. With nothing.
Surprised, how did they miss that? It's so fucking. It looked like not a complicated area to like to miss. You know.
You know, I also
Thank
have
you for your
another
logic,
thing.
Ray.
Like when
TGRI
Splinter,
is really top notch.
when Splinter reveals the origins of the turtles to them, and Donatello's all fucked up about it.
Oh yeah, that part's really cool. Yeah.
Splinter says, "Do not confuse the specter of your origin with your present worth, my sons."
So wise.
Like that's
Dude.
the fucking motivational quote. of the year.
Yes, dude.
Because Donatello's like he thought it was like purpose, but it turns out it was all just
Yeah,
an
and it
accident.
was
So
all
he's like,
fucked
"What's
up.
the
Yeah,
point
it
of
was
all
an
of
accident.
He had
us?"
his midlife crisis
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
Yeah, dude, I was like
In
really
15
inspired
minutes,
with everything
he
that
gets
he
through
was
it.
saying. I was at one point I was
Strong.
like, "Damn, Yoda, who? Like this guy has got the best fucking quotes." So wise.
So I guess we're just like kind of like talk about real quick what like your favorite parts, if you had any, of this movie.
Super Shredder.
We've kind of like gone through it a little
The
bit.
end.
But I'll go
Good.
through each person. You know, Jamie, did you have anything that you want to mention that you had?
I don't remember exactly when it was, but
Kind of hit you well.
Splinter said that they had to like kind of pretty much forget the other world, stuff like that. And I don't remember who said it, but they're like, not even pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was in the very beginning.
It's
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
And he's like, no, pizza's okay.
Yeah, they're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you must leave the outside world behind or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's like, not even pizza. He's like,
Yeah.
pizza's okay.
Exactly.
Roland, do you have any points in the movie that?
My favorite bit was when Shredder roids out or whatever, and like decides to fuck up the goddamn concert and just drop everyone's asses down. Come on, and all that shit. He fucking looked awesome. It was just like, what the fuck is this? Sure, awesome, get him. And yeah, that was
Big old
Roy
Shredder.
Shredder. Gotcha. Ron.
short and sweet.
Yeah, dude, I have a lot of parts I like.
Yeah.
my
The
favorite.
whole fucking movie.
Bring them
The
up,
whole
dude.
movie?
Bring them up. Dude.
Lines. I like when when they're watching the news guy, And Raph wants to change the channel. And he's like, "Who's this spasmatic?" And they're just like, "He's a scientist, Raph." He's like, I like that part.
Yeah.
When they're like, when Kino's like, he's like, "So you guys were like slimed?" And he's like, and Raph's like, "It wasn't slime, it was ooze."
That's right. Ooze is a scientific term.
I hear the sewers in Connecticut are pretty nice.
Yeah.
With different places. Of course, there's Raph, a little too Raph. It's always great.
I can't believe you wrote all the fucking
great.
lines.
I can.
My favorite
Thank you,
thing is
because
when
there was a lot.
When they're in that junkyard,
a lot of
and
gold.
right before they get trapped, and I have the whole line written down. Donatello, he says, given the layout of this junkyard, the proximity of the certain structures, if they were going to spring a trap, it would be right about, and then of course the trap was spring. It's like the best, and he's walking to the spot that like the trap's
As he
spring.
says it.
So yeah, this movie's really funny. That's probably why I like it so much, is that I love like the lines in it. One thing I want to bring up too, I have it written down here. The sewers look like super shitty in this movie. They look like air ducts.
Yeah,
Compared to like the way they looked in the first movie.
Yeah, the first
in
movie
the
they're
first
like these
movie.
like
Tunnels.
circular like almost like underground subway kind of thing.
Yeah.
And here and this next in this one, like you see them as they're like walking through.
It's just trash. Like there's
Yeah.
no sewage. Like,
Yeah.
they're just walking over like garbage. When they find a new place and they're talking to April on the phone, and like Michelangelo wants the phone, and he's like, he's just like kissing noises and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like all that shit's
I just
funny.
want to say hello.
The shred dude.
And then April's reaction to that too. Like she just
yeah.
laughs about it.
Oh, she does that. She's just like, what? Yeah, because she knows what the fuck she's dealing with, man.
Fucking
Like, oh, that's
teenagers.
like all over.
Oh, and then at the end,
guess.
When they think they defeated Shredder, and like they're just like cowabunga, and they all look at each other. It's like, all right, yeah, like we did it this time, and then like of course Super Shredder comes out.
Yeah.
It's super sick. This movie's funny as fuck. I like this movie a lot. Yeah, that's all.
I would agree with you. Daniel, do you have anything you want to say about this
you're not
movie?
gonna say?
No, we're gonna go Daniel, then I'm gonna go last. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, for sure. I would say my favorite scene was when what was their names? The two little characters that come out that they're babies.
Tucker and Razor.
Toker and Razor, dude. Like I can't
Trend
get
Razor.
that. I can't get that engraved in my head. Toker and Razor.
It takes you.
When they come out and then Shredder is like, they're babies, but the fucking fit he throws is just like he's so pissed off and just like it's the end of the world. Like, how could this happen to me? They're babies. It was so funny. He's just like, why would you do this? That was my favorite. And then the scene in the lab where they're just fighting, there's this one part, I'm pretty sure, where like, I forgot which turtle it was, but he just like with his head hits the guy like in his crotch area. And I was like, I don't think that's appropriate for a family friendly scene. I don't know if the people who rate the movies caught that, but I was like, that is fucking funny. But those are probably my two favorite scenes in the film.
All right.
For sure.
Daniel,
What do you got?
your favorite,
Mostly
sir.
quotes. But Ron already took the whole like as it built the scene. It's like it's a little quiet. Yeah, a little too quiet. And then they end up like hey, it's Raph, and then a little too Raph. But in the junkyard scene, like most of these quotes came from when Mikey like beats the shit out of a bunch of the fucking Foot Clan. Then all of a sudden, like a bunch more show. He's like, "Can we talk?"
Oh, yeah.
Guess not. Like,
Yeah.
and then when Donatello plays that stupid game with the Foot Clan soldier where they're like trying to top the fucking staff, and then fucking Donnie punches the fuck up and he's like, "You win."
Oh yeah. I like how Donatello's always like it's like a pool stick. He's always like the putting the chalk.
He's
on
like
top
trying to
of it.
like
Yeah,
like,
it's
like
really
the-
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last quote I'll throw out was from Raph when he first, shows up to their new living situation. Amazing, guys. I thought that all the really good dungeons were in Europe.
That was a good one.
They had really good lines in this fucking movie. Like every one of them, pretty much.
See why
They
it's
were
Ron's
punny.
favorite.
Yeah, this movie's funny, man. It's a good movie.
It's punny.
Okay, I guess I'll just go
Very
with mine real quick. There's just two scenes. I'm a big person about I really like intros a lot, And of course, the intro of them just everyone eating the fucking pizzas, being a person who's like obsessed
Fuck
with
yeah.
pizza.
You mean the whole pizza ad?
Oh,
at the
at
beginning?
April's
I
apartment.
love that commercial.
No, I'm
too.
talking about like
No,
the intro, like where
At
everyone's
the-
just eating pizza, like the whole city's eating fucking
Where's
pizza.
The whole like
Yeah.
5-minute
And then
pizza
the
commercial is
horses
beginning.
dog.
Yeah.
Was it like a
That we
$5.99
talked
special
about.
or some shit?
When I was a kid, I was like, man, does
One
everyone in
large
New
and
York
a-
just eat pizza
and-
all day
and a
long?
Coke.
Or,
It
like,
makes
a
it one
liter
easy, so you're like,
cups.
God
it's
damn,
like this is
how much?
amazing. I want to live in New York, man.
Because pizza saves the world.
Yeah,
Dude,
apparently.
yeah.
And then the part when the turtles are introduced again, they're running down the stairs.
Oh, and then they jump.
and then they jump, and then the title card comes out.
It's like a low shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
like
love
the
that part.
sickest thing
Yeah.
ever, man. That's
It was
fun.
fucking dope.
love that scene. And as far as quotes are concerned, I mean, you guys pretty much got most
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
I ran
So.
through them.
But those are my two favorite parts. I like I said, like in the first movie
Oh,
when
I
they're
have
being
one.
introduced with the title card, and then
Shit.
this one too. Like those are my favorites.
Wait, what was that?
Although
Daniel?
the third one, I would say not.
Oh, Daniel's gonna roll into something right now.
Yeah, he's got a quote.
It's at the top of my fucking list, and it's from part 2. But it's when Mikey gets spun around 1,000 times by Razor and then thrown and breaks through a fucking wall. He says, "Now I know what a postal package feels like."
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That one was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So sorry, I just forgot it was at the top of my list. It wasn't because I did all my notes like out of order. So it was like shit from part 1, part 2, part 3, just like laced through this
Oh.
notepad file.
just real quick, I went through the budget of the first one, which is $13 million, and then it grossed $135 million.
Wow.
And then the second movie, I didn't find the budget anywhere, but it only did 78 million. Like
Wow.
the popularity started to wane a bit. And then with the third one, as we're going into it, this one had a budget of, I believe it was 11.7 million.
Damn. I think it was
Yeah.
that bad.
And of course, this is the return of Corey Feldman and Casey Jones.
Yes.
And of course, we have a little bit of a issue with the costumes. Jim Henson no longer a
Oh,
part
they
of
look
it.
so shitty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Splinter
then
too, dude.
Splinter looks the worst.
Splinter does look really
Yeah.
I
good.
thought
He looks
Splinter was
horrible.
just a torso.
He never like moves. He's always like
He's
sitting.
in
Very
the
yeah,
window
like there was
of
no
the-
the costume was probably really stiff.
Yeah, or it probably
Yeah.
didn't have like any animatronics to
Just
it.
a mask and
Yeah,
some gloves.
I think that was it because the movement of the mouths, like when they would speak, they did not align, and it was pissing me the fuck off because I'm one of those people that likes to read lips when she's watching a movie.
That's not possible here.
Yeah, I had a note
At
about that
all.
in the first one that
I know your secrets.
it almost seemed like they were trying to make it a classic Japanese overdubbed film.
Oh yeah, like suddenly we end up at
That
fucking
would almost be
1603
better.
Japan. This movie was a fucking trip.
To
I'll
shit.
tell you that much.
I mean, we talked about it in mixtape, like with the soundtrack, they just rehashed some of the songs from the first
Yeah.
movie, and then they threw in some hits from that were some songs that were already hits at the time, which is that fucking weird one that has that weird chant that
Oh, when they're in the bar.
yeah.
Jungle Life. Wasn't that from the 80s though?
I don't fucking
I
know.
thought it was.
That's a fucking 80s song, man. Like I
it?
can
Right, the
assure
budget
you,
was
I've been at
25.
DeLorean's every weekend, and it's an 80s song.
All right. Yeah.
They play it every time on Wednesdays.
I got it from the book over there. Dude.
Here it says the budget was 25.
Well, I got it from Wikipedia.
You said you couldn't find it though.
The budget for the second one.
Yeah.
That was just the third one,
the
dude.
book. Okay, the budget for the second one was $25 million.
Yeah, you were talking about the third one.
No, I was talking
Yeah.
about the third one that had like such a lower.
find
Yeah,
out-
we're already at
You
the
couldn't
third
even
one,
find out how much
Jamie.
they spent on it.
Well, I didn't look on
barely much
Wikipedia.
less
Budget was
that-
21.
that it made.
For what?
The
So
third
they
one.
lost money.
No, wasn't it?
So they fucking lost. Like they took a hit for that shit.
I didn't get it from Wikipedia. I got it from that book over there.
You said you couldn't find it.
No, I couldn't find the budget
Still on this?
for the second one. Is what I said. I didn't look on
It's
Wikipedia.
25.
And you just told me that,
Okay.
and we
Thank
just
you.
told
Next.
everyone.
Fuck you.
Hey,
So,
Uh huh. Yeah. We had this
So
conversation.
we're at the
Jamie.
third one now. Can we clarify that we're speaking about the third?
yes, we're talking
film.
about the third one, which is Turtles in Time, which
Getting
barely
there.
warranted referencing the title.
Did the game
I thought we were done with that
before?
one already.
Do you know?
Absolutely nothing to do
No,
with
but
it.
did the game come out before?
Yes, yes, it did.
So do you think they just like took the idea of turtles going back in time from the game? Like the game had to have been popular,
You know what?
and they probably been like, you know what?
let's make a movie out of the
When did
game.
third
Yeah,
one
like
come out again?
adapt
Was
it.
it like
93?
93? I'm not sure. I think the game might have came out later, excuse me, but it still had nothing.
I think
no,
it
that's nothing to
might
do
have
with it.
come out
There's
earlier.
no fucking
but-
samurais. There's none of that bullshit. It was more just like the first one.
You know,
I think.
I mean, they fucking just go into this whole time traveling thing because April buys some. What is it, like
She
a
was at
lamp
the
or
flea
something?
market.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a fucking
Happens to find a
yeah.
Japanese
Dude,
egg
and didn't she
timer
buy
or
such
something.
trash for her like good friends?
Yeah.
That was the fucking
Mikey gets a
shittiest
lampshade.
intro I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, oh guys, I went to the thrift store. Here, I bought you a fucking ancient lamp.
No,
I don't know what it does.
I just feel
but-
like wasting
the
money on a
fucking
bunch of
flea
crap.
market.
Here you go,
Fuck
guys.
shit
when,
for
when
them.
they give Leonardo the sword
the
book,
book
and he's
sword,
like,
a book.
a
Thanks.
book about
It must be
Japanese
from the
swords,
16th
and then like that's
century.
it. It's just
Yeah.
like you can tell he doesn't like it. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, Michelangelo got the fucking lamp,
The
You
lampshade.
got a lampshade.
And that's it. Yeah, and he's happy.
which he
He's like,
utilizes
what
at some point.
the
He's
fuck?
doing
He's
his
so
little.
fucking
Like
happy.
sincerely, I think
That's
she
how
was
awesome
just
he is.
fucking dumpster diving.
Yeah.
Like at this
Yeah.
point,
Well,
the
yeah,
drugs
I've-
hit too hard on the
I
third
spent
one.
like-
money
they
on
live in
this
a
stuff,
sewer.
guys, for you.
They're garbage people living on
We
garbage
know what kind of
trash
apartment you
cans.
have, April O'Neil. You can buy better gifts than that.
You stingy bitch.
Maybe she lost this apartment too somehow.
Maybe.
nah,
Oh yeah, because now she's living
nah,
with the
that
turtles.
that
now.
leather jacket was pretty tight.
No, she was getting
Is
ready
it
to go
on
on vacation.
vacation? Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, so she's super casual.
She's going on vacation. She's gonna give them gifts while she's gone. Is that
Give 'em
was the
Oh,
whole
she
thing?
brought them a lampshade from France.
She probably just brought him shit she was gonna throw away. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like a shitty
Like, here you go,
fedora
guys, this is
wrap,
kinda
which he already
cool.
owns.
Yeah.
He already
Maybe
has
this will
one.
make him feel better. Another hat, just like his other
Maybe
one.
she just got it out of the fucking thrift store that she had.
Oh, downstairs. This was
It
the
was
stuff that
left
survived the
Yeah,
fire.
survived the fire. Exactly.
Like, hey, cool.
It
Don't
also
like
looked-
this shit.
It also looked way too small to fit Raphael's head.
Wait, I remember
Oh,
these
dude,
symbols.
by a fucking landslide. Are you
Because
fucking
it looks
kidding
like
me?
It barely fits her, and then
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, I'm
that's
gonna give it to
true.
this dude who has like this massive noggin.
I thought about that too, dude.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
I mean, so as
Let's give this gift.
going into this whole time traveling thing. God, man.
Do you mean the displacement of equal mass?
That's the only
Yeah.
like thing they.
It made me fucking
Okay,
cringe,
how did they
know
dude.
which
There's
one?
no
Worse,
way that
man.
those fucking little Japanese dudes weighed the same as the
I
turtles.
lost brain cells in there
So
somewhere.
it's not equal mass displacements. And also,
You bitch!
how do we explain the scrolls those Japs already had about the turtles, and then all of a sudden, like,
You mean
so it's
the,
like
the
Kappa-
Kappa?
Kappa
They look-
demons.
There was exactly.
yeah, the
It just
Kappa.
so
So like,
happens.
do the Kappa,
identical.
aka turtles, like travel twice in time to stop the same family? Like, how does it add up, dudes?
Thanks.
Yeah,
for the
it was in the
paradox.
game.
Yes. Absolutely.
Did they have that many
Was it,
spots
like-
before?
I don't. They didn't have the
Dude,
spots.
the
no.
spots added. They
Oh, that yeah. All that.
They didn't have
those
it.
They
weird
didn't have. Yeah,
livers
they're
and
I
age
didn't think so.
spots.
spots. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
Age
but one thing
spots.
They
was
had no reason to put those things on there. You just made them look gross. Well, they were
apart from the
worse.
spots, so that
What if they had herpes
for
or
the
something?
costumery,
It was mothballs.
they
Turtle
give them
herpes.
like
From when they rented the costumes at the local fucking shop.
They're
That's
just too
fucking
lazy to get rid of them.
But one thing that was consistent through all three movies is that there's like a scar on Raphael's fucking left to like upper lip. That is like
Makes him
present
look
in
tough.
all of the fucking costumes.
He has a hair lip. Maybe he just doesn't want to.
No,
talk
it's
about
not a
it.
hair lip, dude. It's like a fucking like a cut that like happened at some point across his fucking face. And it's there on his fucking beak. You can see when he talks and shit.
And they kept that through all the
Beak lip,
movies.
I'm
Through all
sorry.
three movies, yeah.
Hair beak. Excuse me. There we go.
He had a hair lip.
That's probably like the most attention to detail they had.
Yeah, that's a shitload of attention to detail there, Daniel.
Thank you.
I mean,
I'm gonna be like straight up
that's
with you
what I
guys.
do.
Do y'all have anything good to say about this movie? I mean, I
no.
enjoy it because I enjoy it just because it's
I
a
like-
Turtles movie,
yes. Let's,
and that's
I like
That's all it
it.
goes, yeah.
Laughing
That's it.
at it.
You're
but
like, that's it. No,
I
like
can't
there
say it
was
was
this.
good.
The story itself is like it's just too much for me to deal with. I mean,
It's
yeah,
so
there's a bit of a story
subjectively, I
with like
loved
the
it.
relationship with those
Because I love
Japanese
really
people and the
shitty
turtles and
movies.
stuff like that. I mean, I guess it gives a little bit
So
of the
bad.
dramatic, you know.
All of it.
But personally, it's not I rarely revisit this one. In fact, when we're thinking about doing this movie, I completely forgot it existed, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. I think I have that movie, and then I do have
let's
it."
take your logic.
Yeah.
Like with the folks in the 1600s or 1500s, because 16th century.
Yeah.
No, it's the 15th century.
The rebels encounter a
1400s?
Kappa, and they don't try to kill it because they don't know whether he's good or bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
He got
They don't
fucked
give a
up.
fuck.
And then
Anything-
they're like, "Oh, put him on
Kappas,
this
they should
cart,"
be
which
breathing
magically
fire.
showed up with
Yeah,
all the
they're
other
wheeling
fucking
a
people.
cart.
Like this movie tried so hard to make fucking links. It was frustrating.
They were trying really hard with this movie, and the reason it's hard to even talk about this movie is because even with the book that I got a lot of my behind the scenes information from, they went, I mean, full on in the first one. They went a
Doesn't have
little
everything.
less in the
It's got
second
most
one,
everything,
and
though.
then with the third one, it gets like 2 or 3 paragraphs. Like the fucking coming out of the shells tour got almost 2 pages worth, and that's fucking shit.
Fuck.
Right?
Oof.
That's shit, right?
In my notes, I had one question about it. It's like, so when they're in the ancient times, and April's like tearing off the shit underneath her, whatever it is. One of them says "showing."
Yeah.
So was that like an allusion to them getting hard or something?
Oh yeah,
Not at all, Jamie.
They do the
Absolutely not. What's wrong
You know,
with
that's
you?
gonna lead into our
I'm
special
telling
bonus
you,
episode.
there was like minor things
I was
that
like-
you know, as maybe
I
as
saw
a
that, I was
child you
like,
don't catch, but as an adult you're like, did
dirty.
they really
That's
say
dirty.
that? It's like undertone dirty, dude.
They knew what's up. She did too. She was cool with it.
Yeah.
She just wanted to
And
be
that led
comfortable.
to the fourth one.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't mind it, but I mean,
connected
it
it. Way to
didn't
go.
happen, you know.
Oh, so before that connection, I need to put a pizza in the oven, guys. It's fuck yeah, pizza.
I mean, might as well. Instead
Be right back, dudes.
Again,
my
as
God,
we're going through
killer.
part 3, does anyone have anything good to say about this movie? The only reason I
Casey
like this
Jones
movie
is
is
in it.
because Casey Jones comes
about
back, and it's a Ninja Turtles movie. That's
And
literally about it.
was it no?
Oh, and Corey Feldman comes back. I
Corey
kind of
Feldman,
enjoyed
yeah.
that as
Really?
well. Yeah, he voices Donatello once again.
Oh right.
Yay!
I believe I had nothing to say about it. Nothing good.
Yeah.
No
I mean, we could go
comment.
through the story, but why bother? It's going to be just
No,
contempt
you
the whole
don't- You don't
time.
need that. Don't do it to yourself.
It's kind of like what we did with the soundtrack of part 3. We kind of just breezed through that very quickly.
Like those
We
3
didn't want to talk
paragraphs
about
in
it
the
very
book.
No,
much, you know.
dude, we didn't really talk about that shit. It was like
Yeah.
later
Real quick.
soundtrack.
We're done.
We spent more time fucking talking about coming out of their shells and how bad that piece of
Almost
shit was.
everything else. Yeah.
So we're gonna go through our ratings of each fucking movie. Let me go through the first one, give you the ratings that they have officially on the internet. For the first one, IMDb has 6.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 40%,
Oh,
and Google users have 89% that like this movie. Now I'm gonna go through each one. You give me your rating, 1 out of 5. Jamie, for the first one,
Oh shit.
figure I catch him off guard.
Good.
I'm gonna come back to you.
No.
I mean, I'm just gonna like
Don't be
think
a
about
bitch.
where it rates compared to the
You're
other
good.
two.
Give him a minute. Deep breath, Jamie.
out of 5, right?
1 out of 5.
Right.
Yeah,
Five, yeah.
Right. Right.
2.
Really?
Give it a 2 out of 5.
Fuck you,
Oh
man.
wow, eat a
Yeah.
dick,
We
right?
should- We
What?
should have skipped them.
We should have skipped them. Rolling, for God's sakes.
4.5.
What?
Fuck you, Jamie.
Damn, Janie.
Easy.
The first one
Ron.
Monkey.
already.
4.
4, solid 4.
Solid.
Daniel, what do you give the first movie?
5 shells out of 5, yo.
Oh shit, yeah, there you go.
See,
Idania,
easy.
you say anything less than a 3, you're out.
And then I'll say at the 3. And I was at a 3
Jamie's
Compared to
actually.
the other
Jamie's the
ones, or
exception.
just in general?
We're just talking about this movie on its own.
No, but like
The first one,
just by itself.
Yes, by itself.
Okay.
solo, free
With
solo.
I'll just
Yeah.
stick with my statement then.
By the way,
you.
Jamie said like this will be his last CineQuest for a while.
Why?
He's never on them. He's literally been on 2. Like
Yeah.
the 2 that you've been here, like this is the most
Yeah.
he's been on.
So it's only when I'm here that Jamie comes out.
No,
It's
it's
because I'm here that you come out.
yeah.
Oh, right, because this is your house. I forgot. Tu casa, tus reglas.
Excuse me. Part 2. IMDb is a 6, solid 6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is 32%. And Google, I didn't find that. So it wasn't on there. So I'm going to go again. Jamie, part 2, what do you think? Oh, wait, did I give mine?
No, you didn't.
I did. Okay,
I
I'm
thought
gonna
you were
give-
building
I'm
up
gonna
with
give
all
mine.
this long-winded bullshit.
4 out of 8.
4 out of 8.
4.8.
What the
Sorry, I'm fucked up, man. I'm sorry. 4.8.
That's okay, but it's just.
I'm all dazed and confused in my head with all
It's
the
still
medicine I'm
fine.
taking.
But I'm
4.8
like
out of
right there
8.
with you because we're scoring.
I'm mixing
for 5.
alcohol.
Gotcha.
Allergy medicine, Benadryl, Tylenol.
Did
like,
you
it's
need more
all fucked
allergy
up.
medicine?
Keeping you
No,
strong.
I got
Chloroform.
I might have some.
On the good stuff.
You play
Yeah,
the
you-
10-inch.
You already gave me that.
4 out of 8.
time.
We're sticking with that. Everyone else is on
4.8.
5.
4.8. Jamie, 2. Go ahead.
1.5.
God damn it! You're just determined if you have
I'm-
bitch about
but-
this. Oh,
I forgot. It was a good movie. It was better than
Yeah, dude.
man.
Like,
You just hate the Ninja Turtles. I get it.
2.5.
Gotcha.
look into your heart
Don't do that.
and soul.
He's.
I feel
I
like
do the 0.5. I went the wrong direction.
I thought you were gonna start
Sheesh.
like quoting a Bryan Adams song when you started saying that. Roland.
I will give the second one like a 4.2.
4.2. Okay.
Yeah, because I really love that one as well. Like it's pretty close, but the first one I just enjoyed more of the, the dark and angry stuff. Yeah, that.
I give it 5.
Solid
Cool.
5. All
Perfect
right.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Ron. I don't know
See?
about your standards,
Honest.
man.
Not.
And you want him on your Criterion once.
Yeah, I'm starting to reconsider.
Yeah, you should.
As you should.
Daniel, number 2. What do you give it?
Like 4.45, yo.
4.45. Is that your
Because
pizza?
Yeah, your pizza's ready.
No,
Daniel.
my pizza, that was another random ass timer. I still have 50 minutes on the pizza.
All right.
But it's because it wasn't as gritty as the original Turtles movie, which is one thing I love about the original. And Casey Jones was not in it.
Nope.
And I thought there was a lot of wasted space on the professor just like making these like logical links like, oh, I intentionally made them stupid, but somehow in all my brilliancy, I fucking made them like crazy
Monstrous.
strong and
Yeah.
destructive. Like, fuck you, professor. How smart are you? But April
Science.
kind of sucks in that movie. And there's not as much humor. Like, there's like more like slapstick humor, but there's not like reference humor like in the first movie. So I have to rate a little lower, but not what Roland rated it. Fucking goblin.
That's right. Oh, did you want my rating? Did I change yours? I'm sorry. Not sorry.
No,
so-
you didn't. I was just like saying like you're
So Daniel, what was your
It's
rating
good.
again?
You're just angry.
4.45.
4.45. Okay.
Meh.
Daniel, what do you give this rating?
7.
I give it a 2.37 for the camp.
That's
Know,
fair.
1 point for,
fair.
the childhood vibes that I got, and a point for the puns because I'm a bitch like that. So,
So you give it less than me.
yeah.
Cool.
Wow. Damn it.
Yeah. You keep your dignity.
I mean, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, it's fine with you voting for that, but like to help him is just, damn it.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
not
you shouldn't
doing
do
it
that.
for anybody.
it's
like
more
that's
of a-
I literally
No.
wrote that down on the 2nd of
It's more of a consequence.
the 2nd of
you
March.
being honest.
So
It has nothing to do with your
4.30
choice
or
at all. there.
2.37.
Or your
it was in 1937. I decided I would give it 2.37. The end.
0.37. 2.3737.
shut up, Jamie.
1937, 2.37.
Jamie, we're herder, yo. Quit mansplaining.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
give this a
fuck
solid
off my
4.
vibe.
Okay. I'm giving this a solid 4, and we're gonna go with number 3. Jamie,
Man, that was it. Quick. To the
1.
point.
1.
goddamn.
Right. Roland.
I'll give it like a 2.
Ron, what do you give number 3?
It's half garbage.
One
It's everything
star.
else.
1 star. Okay, that's honest.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Huge difference between mine.
So my rating's gonna be a little higher than the previous ones, but I give it a 0.5 plus. Okay, so the 0.5 is because Casey Jones returns, although it's half-assed like a motherfucker. 1 point because there's time travel, and 2 points because it's the Ninja Turtles.
I
so
figured you'd have at
2.5
least
for me.
something in there for the time travel.
2.5. All right. Daniel, what do you give number 3?
Yeah, I would say like giving a 0.5, you know, because I am also like a big fan of the time travel kind of stuff.
It's the main
you
hook.
know, there's this like one scene where Michelangelo's trying to pick up that Asian chick.
Yeah.
In the past, he's just
Yeah,
like, so
he gets-
what's your sign?
Yeah.
You said you give it a 0.5.
everything.
Fucking, that was
After
hilarious.
Yeah.
Isn't that after she
0.25
tells
for
him
time
about
travel.
her boyfriend
0.5
that
for
goes to the future?
What's your sign?
Okay.
Some shit like that. She
I
tells
see
him
now.
that she's taken, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah,
so anyway,
like, yeah, what's your sign?
And then he assumes
one
that
beer.
he was like, I'm going to stay in the past, like with
You.
you.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you're not going to.
And she flat out, she's like, "Oh, our families need to be together. Like, we
Yeah.
need to make babies." And like,
I almost forgot about that, but
outta
I
here.
almost put the "What's your sign" in my notes.
Dude, that's my favorite line. That's why 0.25, 0.25 for time travel,
He's just-
0.5.
he's just Michelangelo's just unstoppable. Jeez.
Okay, as for me, I'm going to give it a solid 2. Primarily, what Daniel said for Casey Jones. It's a Ninja Turtles movie, so that already bumps it up to like 1 point at least. Again, I enjoy time travel stuff, but it's not done very well. So that's why I give it a solid 2.
Nicely.
And that's my rating for number 3, which obviously downgrades for every movie. So that was our take on the Ninja Turtles trilogy. Very loose.
And we're about to get loser.
We're gonna get some looser. You know?
Or is it tighter?
No, I would say about,
It's probably pretty
you
loose,
know,
yeah.
10-inch diameter.
Probably pretty loose.
Around.
If you want to join us on a Patreon, we are going to be doing a bonus episode or bonus parts of this, where we're going to be briefly going over the 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles porn parody. Again, that is going to be on Patreon, so only special guests get to
You
join
have
that.
heard some allusions to it.
Yeah.
I'm driving you there.
Just a couple.
There's
Just a couple.
Almost all of
I
us
made like
through the
what,
episode.
2 maybe.
dozen.
I bet like about 50.
There you
About
go.
50.
Yeah. Donnie's closer.
We're going to be briefly talking like
good average.
about
They were subtle, so
the
Oh,
Very subtle.
very ladylike.
N Turtles, N-word Turtles, YouTube on that as well. And so that again, that's going to be on a Patreon. And we're going to bring this episode to a close. So again, if you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and possibly Reddit, all at MoQuest Studios. And what else do we have to add here?
I think that's it.
Is that it? Oh yeah, rate and review us on iTunes, or
Turtle
just leave a
Power?
comment or some shit like that.
Cowabunga, dudes.
We've talked about this before. We don't get much comments or anything like that, so we just do whatever the fuck we want, and we assume we're doing okay.
It's fun
People
for
listen to us, so
maybe you guys will
whatever.
have some fun
We
too,
guess
so.
you tolerate us.
Yeah,
There we go.
people listen. They
You
don't say
get
anything.
sickened by us, but you don't tell us anything.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know, straight
you're
up, like,
nice
everyone probably
people.
just downloads it and then just doesn't listen to it.
They probably like
Hey, I'll accept that. All right,
they probably
I
downloaded
doubt-
us out of self-hate.
a download is a download.
Feel like punishing yourselves? Awesome. Here we go.
Okay, so we're gonna bring this episode to a close. I'm Ray.
Jamie.
Roland.
Ron?
Daniel.
Who?
MoQuest
Oh, yeah, it's
Northeast.
me. Hey, Daniel, Darkwing Drunk.
Next time we just say your name for you.
Ivania.
Okay, so this is CineQuest Video. See you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening.
Should I pause it?
Stop.